The views expressed by our guests in the following video are solely the opinions of our guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and or opinions of the Ola 7 podcast show. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello guys, my name is DJ Ola 7 Owen. Welcome to the Chief Air Marshal on your number one podcast in the land, the Ola 7 podcast. And here is your favorite segment, On the Spot, where we sit down for in-depth conversations with Zimbabweans from all walks of life, those who have made the news, the viral, the affluent, etc. You name them and we have them on this platform. So today we are in for a real treat. A that has been trending of late. Zimbabwe Music Rights Association, ZIMURA, a few weeks back, taking Pofu and Gift Amuli, Nana Mkoma Joseph Garakara, wakita press conference yabo, wakitaura kusafara kwao na kunyunyuta kwao news zikuitika mu board kusanganisira nyaya yekutengeswa kwa buildings ezimura nezvimwe zvakadaro iri kuavondel kusawapo kwe accountability also mukutaurana nezvemari neutongi wesangano reboka rezimura. Alex Gwenzi vanova zvakati the chairperson of ZIMURA held a press conference on Tuesday to address confusion and disputes within the organization. Saka nhasi tavashedza pano mustudio kuti titaure tinyatso kuti zvakanyatsomirira sechichi kuitika tinzwise kuti nyaya dzemari dzakafamba sei uye dziri kufamba sei zvekuti dziri kudyiwa chingave chiri chokwadi here munyaya idzodzo uyezve maartists ari kunzi ari kupa $8. We want to find out ichokwadi here chakadaro nezvinokonzera kuti vapuwe mari dzakadaro. So Mr. Alex Gwenzi, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ola. Thank you for having us in studio.
Ndinotenda zvikuru. Ndaona kuti hamuna kuyamika nhasi mayani vamwe vekuzimura. Ndope mukana kuti wazi-introduce and also what you do at ZIMURA.
Thank you very much, Ola. My name is Henry Makombe. I'm the Deputy Director at Zimbabwe Music Rights Association.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Hey, Makombe, congratulations on your election, my brother. Mama Gwenzi, as the chairperson of Zimbabwe Music Rights Association. So some former board members, have said the recent election was not held properly. That's their first grievance. Maybe you can just explain to us is there election say how did you vote my board members? Yeah.
All right, Ola, thank you very much for that very important question. Ndingatanga nekuti ZIMURA organization inoshanda nemtemo, just like the country inoshanda ne-constitution. Isusu tine yedu bumbiro remtemo rinonzi Memorandum of Articles of Association. Memorandum and Articles of Association.
Yeah.
So this document carries all the rules and regulations and procedure and governance protocols of the organization.
Yeah.
So ndingangoti panyaya election, particularly a board chairmanship, every board member knew that we had elections on the 19th of January on a Monday. And we even sent out reminders on that same day to say, comrades, we are meeting today for that election.
Okay.
Just to give you a background, in November last year, we had tried to have our elections. Unfortunately, our board is made up of an even number, which is something that we need to correct as ZIMURA. I think a board should have like an odd number, 7, 9, 11.
So how many are you?
8.
Okay.
So the two candidates, vaimira board chairman ndini Alex Gwenzi na Mkoma Gift Amuli. Unfortunately pakaita tie.
Okay.
4-4.
All right.
Tangatina convener vata ngati mborowa second round in case unogona kuwina another vote from another camp. Vaita futi 4-4. Convener vata chimbodzokera kumba mende Christmas.
Yes.
Tutangidza futi next year pamwe pana anenge agona kutora
okay.
mumwe kuside kwake. Vata votera kuita Mkoma First Farai is the acting chair of the board.
Yeah.
Ndosaka makaona pakashaika madzibaba Nicola Zakaria vaimira vari chair bozo vanga vari acting chair.
Okay.
So everyone knew we had an election on the 19th of January on Monday, and we sent out a reminder. So takawana, I think you know kuti Mkoma Garakara is a headmaster.
Yeah.
Takatanga tawana excuse from Mkoma ichinza, I'm sorry, I cannot come today because ndine meeting my headmaster. Tikati no zvakanaka. Tikwana excuse kubva kune the other two gentlemen. It's there on WhatsApp because we've got a board member group.
Okay.
And we still have those messages on WhatsApp. I'll show you if you want to see them. Tikati zvakanaka. But ZIMURA because ine mutemo unoti out of the 8 board members, 3 vakauya kumeeting, they form a quorum.
Okay.
And they can make decisions on behalf of the organization. That is what the constitution of ZIMURA says. But we were 5. It was myself, Honorable Dingimu Ziputi, who was the Deputy Minister for ICT. He also sits on our board. First Farai, our legal counsel, Chiedza Shoniwa, and our treasurer, Evelyn Natsai. So it was the 5 of us. And so we voted. And First Farai was also standing in as chairman. He also wanted to, he also threw his name for chairmanship. Ndova results abuda ndine 4 votes. First Farai aine 1.
Okay.
That is how we then got the chairmanship for ZIMURA. And everything was done above board.
Everything
Was done above board.
Are you sure?
We even invited them to say, because in ZIMURA we allow a member if someone is traveling. You know, this is the trend now. We are moving with times.
Yeah.
Kana koma ola mnonange muri board member in organization iri ku UK. Musinga gariko. You can attend a meeting virtually. And also cast a vote virtually. And we said, gentlemen, if you can't come, you can vote virtually. But 3 hours into the meeting, we then saw a press conference.
Yeah.
The 3 gentlemen holding a press conference that was not sanctioned by the board. You are not allowed to do any of that sort without the board making a resolution and resolving for any such press conference to be held.
What made them to hold that press conference?
Right, Ola. What I can tell you is ZIMURA iri kurwiswa neimwe nzira yatisina kumbofunga kuti tingasvike pa chinhano chakadaro. First of all, tine mamember akabuda board vatikatobvisa nenyaya yekuva nhubu according to our constitution. One of this guy is maybe a sworn enemy to ZIMURA, and he has vowed to say, I will destroy ZIMURA. We know that because he has taken us to court 1,000 times. We have got maybe 20 cases ku CID, you know. And this is the guy who took videos for 2 of the board members. Abo avaishansa ku campaign kupinda board. And we've got, I'll show you, Ola, before I go. This board member is actually saying, hey, Ningi Mira, achitora video, yakashandiswa for his manifesto to get into the board. So we know that these 2 gentlemen were put in the board by this guy who's been fighting ZIMURA. So
who is fighting ZIMURA? Who is this guy we are referring to? Who is the guy? We really need the names. Yeah,
it's not the names. It's not a secret. Yeah. We removed Philip Chipfumbu from the board for misconduct. And Philip Chipfumbu has been taking ZIMURA to court every time. Aneka free time. You know, he goes to court and puts us in court. We'll talk about the fraud conviction. He's the same guy who took our CEO to court for the fraud conviction.
Okay.
He's the same guy together with his best friends who put these guys on board. So we were compromised and we were infiltrated. And I saw it even before the election. I said, gentlemen, but no, democracy. It's okay, democracy, let's go ahead. And this is where we are today. So when these guys got into the board, the first thing one of the guys said, I want to be the spokesperson for the organization. Please give me my password, my social media platforms, essay. And I saw a red flag. He also
Did you
said,
give him?
We did not give him the credentials. But what he managed to do was to create a WhatsApp group, and it has 1,000 ZIMURA members. And the next thing, he was forcing everyone to say, there's a lawyer that I want to be the legal. And I said, no, we don't do it that way. Let's invite a couple of lawyers, let's interview them and choose the best. And you know, the lawyer that he brought performed dismally. I think she was the worst candidate of all the lawyers that came. So for me, it was like, there's an agenda here and what is really happening. So when I started seeing some bloggers posting masalari evanwe kubasa, ekunyepa futhi, one the way of doing it, one to screenshot.
So you mean the salaries that were posted were not correct ones?
I cannot say they were not correct, but
you said dia kunyepa futhi.
Okay. You see, ZIMURA, we are trying to get into a space where we're very transparent.
Yeah.
And we need to be accountable.
So they are correct.
Those are correct.
But at first you'd say
no.
Okay.
Let me explain.
Okay.
The way it was done was vakatora ka picture ke one column a gross. But they forgot to mention kuti kune chinonzi pay as you earn, which is almost 30-45% of the salary. And isusu kubasa kwedu sometimes kana zvakaoma tinogona kuti half ZIG, half USD. So if you see net yevana that they take home, it's not as they tried to portray. And also tinoshanda ne Labor Act. You don't just wake up and say, me talk by dollar. You won't get anyone coming to work because CMO business is a technical industry.
So we'll get to that very soon.
Yeah.
3 of your board members were absent when you held the election. Muri allowed it to go ahead with the election. Can that number of my board members is absent?
Definitely. Our constitution allows us to say as long as the quorum is reached, 3 people can come up with a resolution. And we invited, I've got the messages, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Gentlemen come, they gave excuses and they were lying because we then saw them 3 hours into the meeting that they were holding a press conference.
Okay.
You understand? And we even asked them, gentlemen, if you're busy, you can join the elections or the meeting virtually.
Okay.
And they said, they gave excuses. Mwakati I'm busy, mwakati chi. Vanhu vanga vatosarudza kuti
that is why
zvataida zvaramba zvavangavafambira because we resisted them. We saw what they were trying to do, and I think vanhu vane problem yekuti vakasvika vanofunga kuti idzi dzakapusa mino yake ndiye munhu akapusa, which is very wrong. Takaona what they were trying to do, and it's just our job is to defend the organization. ZIMURA has got 5,200 members. And we cannot be held at ransom near 3 cannot 4. We've got a multitude of musicians that are saying we are behind you.
Who are supporting you?
No, we've got so many musicians.
Yeah, from those so many.
You know what? Besides those that are publicly supporting us, ZIMURA is made up of all the popular musicians that you
Which ones are publicly supporting you?
No, people like Victor Kunonga, Willis Watafi, Tina Shinyamkapa, Diana Samkange.
They are on your side.
They are on our side. And when the time comes, you see them coming out.
Why do they have to wait until Chahirika?
No, you see,
for them to come out.
You see, let me tell you, Ola, what happens is in life, kune vanhu vakangosikwa vari rowdy, vari all over the place. Kuna vakasikwa vari level-headed. Vanotonyarirawo ma reputations awo kuti handingaonekwi nchipopota pa social media because we've got internal channels that we use to solve problems. You don't go on social media. So but when the time comes, definitely muchaona action. action.
Okay, that's fine. My board members, like you said, and Wachfumbu have challenged the leadership, panyaye dismissal of other directors, and because of get the governance, the transparency, because ZIMURA. So can I muchita such a decision? Process say, how do you do it?
Right. Our constitution or our memorandum of articles in association, right? I think it's Article 38, Section 38. It says if a director does something that puts the name of the organization into disrepute, they are supposed to be removed from the organization. I'll give you an example. A director comes out with a grievance and puts it on social media, or comes out and lie and says, "Vakatengesa building." How does the corporate world partner ZIMURA when you start washing dirty linen in public? How do we work with the corporate world? So unengwa ku disadvantage abangwe 5,199 musicians that are banking on the reputation of the organization.
Is it not because they've been quiet for too long? Why is it behind the scenes? Until now, they say, okay, let's just put it out there. Don't you think so?
What is happening behind the scenes, Ola? Do you think you have an idea of what's happening behind the scenes? What do you think
I'm asking you.
I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So if you say to me, because of things that are happening behind the scenes.
You had said we should just post our dirty linen in public.
No, I'm saying...
That's what I'm saying. Privately.
When I say dirty linen in public, I'm saying we are in a board. Idea we vote against it 37 yori one.
Yeah.
You don't go to social media and say my ideas my new board members, we want things to change. No, it's no shanda governance protocols. There's a process of doing these things. Votes.
So they are not following the process.
They are not following due process.
Even Anachipumbu and the likes.
The misconduct the name of the organization into disrepute calls for sanctioning.
Okay.
So that our CBC organization 5,000.
3 directors, Derek Mpofu, Gita Mole, and Joseph Garagara were recently dismissed by the board. But the removal was not lawful. Where in the ZIMURA constitution does it give you, as the chairperson or as the chairman, the authority to fire duly elected board members?
Right. I want to clarify something. As the chairman, I did not fire them. You just saw my signature. It is the office that I carry that has that signature. The board chair. But we have got a board resolution. If you want it, we can send him a picture. inema board members 5 aka-attenda that emergency meeting yekudecide kuti gentlemen what do we do gentlemen and ladies, what do we do with these rogue elements in the organization?
Yes.
And people voted. There was not even one member who said, no, don't remove them. All 5 of us said, no, this is wrong. We cannot destroy an organization that have been built for the past 45, 46 years because someone has failed to get chairmanship. It's not about power. It's about what are you bringing to the music industry? How can we make sure our members are economically empowered? It's not about power.
So that's how you arrived.
So we voted because we reached the quorum and everyone voted yes, they should be removed. And I just put a signature as the board chair.
I think it would be fair, I mean, for us to hear their side as well.
It's very
the
important
story to see what really happened. So maybe soon we'll get to find out why and what happened.
Wonderful.
There was a press conference held by the trio, sometime last week. Abawaitara nyaya kuti kuri kudyiwa mari, akuna transparency, makatengesa ma building ku Avondale. Tiri pa nyaya kuti nsuke building. Makabvuma mimi kuti makatengesa the building. Pa makatengesa building mari yacho ya makashandisa sei uyezve panoitika that big decision yakadai, so you communicate kuti takudai, but zvenyu zvinenge zvikundisika secret mukati. Tell us why you did the way you did it.
Mukoma Ola, imima kutotaura mchiti panika secret because ndo zvamuri kuudzwa. They are making people believe something sinister happened.
Give us the truth.
The ZIMURA Council or the board is the highest decision-making body in between AGMs. We make all the necessary decisions that benefit our members in between AGMs. We don't call members every time we want to make a decision. Kuti, members, muri 5,000, we don't do that. This is operations. So, our articles in section 41 or article 41 gives the board the power and the authority to make such decisions, including the disposal of assets. It does not require for us to go for an AGM or an EGM. You can imagine how expensive it would be every time to pay 5,000 to book a whole tonganidza vanhu. It would not make sense. Just like an annual general meeting, E1. And the constitution which we work with does not require for us to consult.
Okay.
Right. Then secondly,
so that is why you did that.
That is why we did not consult. Because all of us as musicians, we own ZIMURA. The reason why the 8 of us then make decisions on behalf of the other 5,000.
So the other musician in Cholocho just wakes up and he would say, building yakatengeswa.
Panema decisions anotoitwa nemukuru wenyika. Ekuti munotozoti vasaina deal neCongo. President avakwanise kufonera munhu wese kuti tafunga kuti tite deal neBotswana, should we go ahead? Let's be rational. Let's be logical.
Okay, at what point did you then disclose kuti takatengesa building?
October 22, 2025.
Wanga watengesa building
AGM.
Mama atengesa when?
Should be August. I think should be August thereabout. Yeah.
So Magamira was announced in.
That is what
AGM.
That is what the constitution requires for us to do. We are supposed to report everything, including giving members our books of accounts, our audited accounts, to say this is how much money we made, we distributed this much, this is how much money went to
well, you're still there. What if it was a bad decision, yet you wait for, you said you don't consult?
Yes.
Let's say it was a very bad decision to sell a building without consulting others. Then others also thought, yakatotengeswa building yacho. It was a report in whatever the month by AGM. Do you think it's fair?
I'll give you an example here, law.
No, my question is, do you think it's fair?
I'm coming back to that. I want to give you context. An example here, law. There's nothing to know is good law or bad law. If the provisions in the constitution gives us the authority to do certain things, we have to do that. If we deviate from that, then we are supposed to be removed from the board. We are orderly, we are organized. If there's anything that people don't want in that constitution, let's amend. There are so many things. For example, our constitution allows just about any member, as long as we know one else who voted that day, to be voted into the board. And some of the board members have come and performed dismally. So there's need to amend our constitution.
So you are saying magatengesa zviri pamutemo the building.
Takatengesa zviri pamutemo and aisi building. We'll come to that as well.
But magatengesa zviri pamutemo zviri proper.
Zviri pamutemo. I should have a copy of our constitution. I'll also show you. It's in the car. I'll show you a copy of the constitution.
Okay. So in the EP state agenda yakahandla the sale, and did anyone within ZIMURA have a conflict of interest The reason why I'm asking this question is, you know, if the valuation was fair, and apana irikana kati akata benefit from the sale.
Right. Ola, like I said, Isusu as ZIMURA, we are trying to move into a space where we are very transparent and accountable. So, in the decision to sell those flats, the management, I think he will come in and assist. They had tried to dispose of these properties after we made that decision to say, let's sell. But they were finding it difficult because I don't know if your producer was there yesterday at our press conference on Tuesday.
Yeah, she was there.
I don't know if she managed to then go to our offices to see. I don't think she went to appreciate how dilapidated these buildings are. So it was very difficult to sell. And then I am a property expert. Ola, I am the top selling agent for a reputable real estate company in the country. And the board, in its wisdom, then said, why are we struggling when we've got a property expert sitting amongst us? Let's make a resolution to make this gentleman help us dispose of these properties, to find a buyer. Because
who said that?
The board made a resolution, and it's there. We can show you. Everyone. There are minutes, and there's a resolution to say, let's allow this gentleman to help us dispose of this building. And I helped them. I found a buyer. And if you call even our former chair, Albert Nyati, he will tell you the board was very grateful for the service that I had rendered to the organization. It wasn't an easy task, but because of the love and passion and loyalty that I have, I had to dig deep into some of the investors that I know that would be looking for properties.
So you were working with them?
With the real estate company, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was through a resolution of the board. Now I want to bring your attention.
So why did you use your real estate company?
I want to bring your attention.
The one you work for. No, answer this question first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did I use the buyer came through that company? It could have come from any other. Remember, these properties, when they are being advertised, they are on websites, different websites like property.co.zw, Property Book, you know, all these other big websites. And the buyer can come from any agency. Yeah. But our agency got the buyer. But that's not where the problem is. The problem is, or the issue is, we come back to what the Constitution says. Section 39B of our Memorandum and Articles of Association says, if any member of the board renders any professional service to the organization, they should be remunerated. I'll show you the Constitution is there. That's why I've said
you got paid for that.
I didn't get paid, but the real estate company got paid.
But you benefited from that, right?
I didn't benefit directly, but I was doing work, and obviously, if I'm doing work, obviously you get paid for the work that you do.
So isn't that conflict of interest there?
Conflict of interest arises when you don't declare your interests. Let me tell you about that flat. Do you know where we bought it from? We bought it from Professor Zindi when he was a board member. Everything was done in good faith. You'd be thinking, I'm helping the organization to move forward. But if someone comes and offers a professional service, they're supposed to be remunerated. It's there in our Constitution, Section 39B of the ZIMURA Memorandum and Articles of Association. But if you think that's not a good thing, let's amend the Constitution.
But do you now understand why people are complaining, or someone saying there's so much corruption at ZIMURA when you are mentioning this Constitution stuff? But do you understand now, even the perception, but look, Wagwenzi is part of the board, and Dovargu Chandras a real estate company. The thing obviously is going to benefit.
Right.
I don't know the way I'm going.
I'm getting where you're coming from, and people, I can't blame them really for feeling that way. I think even if I was outside, I probably would be thinking that way until we see how ZIMURA operates and why certain decisions are made. I'll give you an example. Over the years, for the past 45 years, we've got a legal advisor on the board. That legal advisor can also represent us in court and raise an invoice and get paid for their legal service in litigation. Would you say that is conflict of interest?
But I want you to answer. Would you say that is why people are complaining?
Is it conflict of interest?
I think you need to amend the Constitution so that it just makes it easy for people to.
As ZIMURA members, we meet every year for AGMs. If there is anything that you feel should not be part of that Constitution, let's remove it. But as long as it is within the Constitution, let's follow it to the letter.
So maybe we cannot. What if I say disorderly. You guys are looking for loopholes within that constitution and taking advantage of that.
But if you ask yourself, why did we sell the properties?
Why did you sell it?
You should come to our offices. That
Okay, why?
It's a 2-bed flat.
Yeah.
And the 2-bed flat, it's meant for mom, dad, maid, 2 kids maybe. But we've got 20 people working in that space. It's not sustainable. Our accounts department is housed in a makeshift space like a kitchen. Even the toilets and bathrooms, they can no longer sustain our growing staff and employees. We are risking our staff.
How many employees do you have?
About 40, 42.
Okay.
About 42 thereabout. So you find that even when we are distributing and artists are coming to the offices, it's not a good sight.
So that was the reason.
So what we want to do, Ola, sell these 2 flats, $75,000 each. That's $150,000. Get a mortgage, and then buy a standalone house. I came to your studio today. I was so amazed. You know, I used to think you work in a small little room like a tuck shop. When I came here, I was like, what? This whole building, and it's nice. You've renovated it very well. Imagine people coming to ZIMURA. There's a gazebo. Artists can sit, free Wi-Fi, drinking coffee, people talking. We need to move with times. We can't remain stagnant. And to tell you the truth, that whole building that you see in Avondo is a building which has got 4 flats. We only owned 2 flats in that whole building, not the whole building.
Yeah.
And the other 2 flats are owned by residents who sometimes inside garments, and people come which it's not a good sight. We needed to grow, but people are resisting change. But this was done for the benefit of members. So the property remains theirs. When we buy it, it's real estate, and real estate always appreciates in value. We bought that flat in 2019 for $29,000, but we sold it for $75,000. So people must understand we are doing this. That is why, when you vote for musicians, vote for people that are loyal and passionate and that care about other musicians.
So it was done in good faith.
Mari, it is safe. We've actually identified the property that we want to buy, and I'm going to invite you and your team to come for official opening of the building.
Okay.
We can't wait for you guys to come and see.
I heard that you guys are a private company. Is that so?
Definitely, yes.
So if you are a private company, whose authority do you collect the royalties and forward them to artists?
We are registered through the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, through the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act, Chapter 26.05. And our job as a CMO, Collective Management Organization, is to collect revenue from all music users that use music commercially, and then we distribute to its rightful owners, the people that own the intellectual property or the music copyright. So we are like a bridge between the music creator and the music user. Yeah. So we collect with the authority given to us by the registration done through the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs.
So in other words, we're saying anyone can wake up, register a private limited company and start doing the same that you're doing, right?
Definitely. Maybe I'll allow my colleague, Deputy Director, he's been quiet for a long time. I want to take a break. I was going to drink this, but I had to. No,
you're free to drink. Don't worry.
No, I'm just playing.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Gwenzi.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Who registers CMOs in Zimbabwe? It's the Minister of Justice. Under Minister of Justice, there is a body called CIPZ that deals with intellectual property. So they are the custodian of the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act. And in that Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act, CMOs are then registered. If anyone or any organization satisfies their requirements for registration. So yes,
anyone can register.
Yes,
so I can register my organization and start collecting revenue on behalf of the artists.
If you've got members
tomorrow.
If you've got members, yes, you can.
Okay.
This is why there are 2 CMOs in Zimbabwe right now as you speak. Yes.
Which
it's
are
because
ZIMURA
and Zico.
And Zico.
Yes.
Okay. No. I think the reason why I'm asking you all these questions, I want to loopholes. And I think in Drukutona Sam there.
Malupos.
Yeah. I think I'm Drukutona Sam there.
Okay.
Honestly. Malupos, yeah. Don't that one. I was trying to complain, because you guys collect money from music, from my shop, from everywhere, my band. You guys collect, but not my promoters and stuff. You guys collect money.
Definitely.
Yes.
So if I start my own organization as well, then I will start collecting money. Go for it again.
You know what?
That's another loophole there.
It's not a loophole as such because it's provided for in the Act. It's a weakness in the Copyright and Neighbouring Rights Act that has to be corrected by the Parliament or by the government or by Minister of Justice, who are the custodian of the Copyright and Neighbouring Rights Act. Yes. So we wouldn't say it's a loophole. It's a weakness in the law that someone can capitalize or take advantage of and also register for as long as they've got members who gives them the mandate to administer those rights on their behalf. Yes.
Okay. No, you chase la kuvanhu. Vane mubvunzo munono kanda zvakari mu comment section. But since mapinda about kuti chivata ngubata nyaya dzekuzimura pamutava nyaya dzana chipfumbu and the likes. Kuzimura kunzi there's a long standing, pattern of expelling any member who asks for an audit. This includes veterans like Edith Otonga, Fred Chipfumbu, and Philip Chipfumbu. Only to mention a few. What was the standard procedure, or yaishandiswa or yakashandiswa?
Okay. Do you follow soccer?
Yeah.
You support which team in EP or local?
Man U.
Man U. You are. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm also a Man U supporter. So in soccer there are rules of the game, right? Coaches also, even if they don't play, there are also rules that controls them, that governs them while it's there outside the pitch. Any organization, even here, you have got rules. I can't simply walk in here and sit here and start operating that gadget without your permission.
Yep.
Those are certain rules. You've got certain employees here with certain rules depending with the position they have. So since ZIMURA, Zimbabwe Music Rights Association, is a member-driven organization, there are rules that govern behavior. There are rules that governs how you should relate with other fellow members in the organization. So when you violate certain of those rules, depending on the gravity of how the rules were violated, the disciplinary committee will call you, and then either they will give you a warning, they can suspend you, or they can fire you, depending with the severity of the crime that one would have committed, or the rule that you would have broken. So
you called this one for a disciplinary hearing?
Correct.
And the resolution was to say you guys should go?
Yes. Yes. When we call these members who would have broken these rules, there is a disciplinary committee that is put in place. They will invite the person to come and answer. So it will be up to you to come or not to come. If you come, then the process will take place, depending with the severity of how you broke the law.
Yep.
The committee will then decide whether to give you a warning, whether to suspend you, or even to fire you. So it will not be a decision of one person. It will be the decision of the committee. And then the chairperson of the committee will then write a letter to that individual saying either you have been suspended for such a period of time or you have been fired.
So why did you fire these ones?
Because they broke the rule that says if you bring anything that if you do an act that brings disrepute to the organization or that mars the image of the organization, you can be fired.
What did they do?
They went to the public. They called for a presser without exhausting internal processes if they've got certain grievances that can be responded to or answered to.
What if they had, or what if they did exhaust those avenues, but you did not listen to them? Do they still face the consequences still?
It will be the decision of the committee.
So what if the committee is biased?
No, it will not be biased. It will not be biased because the first priority of the committee is to protect the image and the integrity of the organization. So they look at it, at how you behaved and what you did that constituted.
Let's say
yes,
they approached you with their grievances. First, second time, and third time. You did not listen. What next, or what next step should they take? If 3 times you didn't listen, I'm just giving you a scenario to do a picture and understand it.
There's no reason for us not to listen to our member.
And let's say you did not.
No,
it has not happened, Ola. It hasn't happened. We can't speak of something that hasn't happened.
Yeah. We are a listening organization to our members. Remember, this organization is owned by members. So there's no way we cannot listen to our member because they are the owners of the organization.
Okay.
Yes. So you've got every right, and within the organization, the board are part of their members. Where the disciplinary committee is constituted. Yes. So they are protecting their interest or the interest of the multitude.
Like I said, we are going to hear their side of the story.
Correct.
Okay. So Police Ngube Bichimini, ZIMURA's executive director, was convicted of fraud for submitting as forged company registration documents at the Harare Magistrate Court. Is that not enough evidence that
All right, let me clarify that, Ola. Let me jump in. So the case with that issue is that every time we have got our elective AGMs every 3 years. And every time when you have got a new group of directors, you have to update your CR6 and then notify the register of companies to say, this is the new list of our directors. And we've done that over the years. And when we had a new list of directors, we submitted to the companies. And when you get to the companies at the receiving desk, they give you a stamp and you make a payment. And we got a receipt. So the procedure is that the registrar then has to go through the CR6 and then puts a stamp on it to show that he has seen it. His job is not to change anything or to advise us of anything. It's just to say, I've seen it. Our job is to update. That is what the law says in Section 217 of the Companies in the Business Entities Act. It says our job is to deposit the CR6. That is what our CEO did on our instructions as the board.
Okay.
So there is an incident where the High Court needed a list of the directors, the current directors of the organization, and she then gave them that CR6, which had a stamp from the receiving desk. This is what's being said is fraud. And there's no forgery because the directors of that company are the same directors on that document. The only thing that was missing was the statutory stamp, and it was beyond anyone's control. She was acting on our instructions as the board. That is why even when people are saying, why did you not fire her? You cannot send your employee to do something for you. He does that, then you say it's wrong. Ethical azite and kune mtemo kune labor laws kune chi, you don't just fire someone because you also need to hold a hearing kuti wakaitire zvinhu zvakadai zvinokanganisa organization. But she was doing it on our instructions. And now people that are smearing the organization are using it to say she's a fraudster, she's a convict, yet they know the circumstances around that issue. It's got nothing to do with money. So it has to be clear to our members to say that fraud.
Was the instruction correct?
To say, give them this, go to and represent us in court. It was very correct because that is the position. That was the list of.
So why the noise now?
Because people are using it to say ZIMURA is rotten. It's a coordinated attack. There are reasons behind. This is that's happening. Even some of the bloggers that are posting 3 times a day to say ZIMURA is corrupt, ZIMURA hakuna governance, ZIMURA has done that. Are people, I don't know, they've got hidden agendas. And it's just we don't know, but our job is to protect the organization.
Okay, that's fine. Honestly speaking, do you think First Farai qualifies to be a board member?
Definitely yes. There is no reason why, because he was voted in at an elective AGM. He had the requisite numbers that allowed him to get onto the board,
Right. And another worry raised by people who are going to see is issue with First Farai is the vice chairperson with ZIMURA, yet there have been headlines before Eguti Agajigamari record drug is not that clean when it comes to money and governance and stuff. Akadya mari kurufu even wasifas mashakada the late and also vakatombonzi vakambonyepa futi kuti mai vavo vashaika kuti vamwe vaone mari then pakatika those scandalous issues henceforth it now worries vanhu nemari dzavo kuti tikanisa mari kuzimura uku zvakadai because maisa vanhu vakadaro in such key positions. Muri kupaona sei, what is your response kunyaya yakadzakadai?
Mukoma, Mr. First Farah has been in the board for 13 years. For 13 years, he has been in the board of ZIMURA. The previous term was actually the vice chairperson as well. And this issue, chema zvakataurika some 15 years ago. Why is it coming out now? That he has been made a vice chair. Why is it resurfacing? That is where you start picking to know there is a coordinated attack on ZIMURA. They are looking at any little silly thing that they can pronounce to say chakati fraudster convict gwenza akatengesa building uyakambubamariye chema. It's a coordinated attack. But it's not proven. It's not proven.
Nyaya kuti nyaya dzemari pane kufamba kwemari vanhu varikubudisa mari dzavo vachikupai kuzimura, right? Then tutaza kuti alright, hatisi kuti ingangotanga from nowhere when the first Farah chakati, but tutaza kuti munhu akatati issues. That's why people before maisa munhu muboard or munaye you look at kuti CV rake rakachena here this person tishande naye, but kuti ramukoma first Farah rine tuma issues twakafanana netututu twekuti vanhu havatotrust panyaya
right, nyaya mari.
So kuti ipapa muri kuona pakamira sei vanhu vanga vai wrong way.
Ini ndakatonzwa kuti ndakanzwa hanzi it was a joke yakaitwa naOsaya Chipanga. That is what I joke. Yes, with Maria Chema.
I was there.
It was a joke.
No, I was there.
I
was there.
Vakatora.
I can say Vakatora, but I was there.
Vakatora.
I know it's wrong with this joke. Mafambira nyaya is joke. Let's not get there, but I'm saying. Pamato pizza nyaya joke mandalamba. Pamato pizza nyaya joke ndabaramba jeje baba. Because I was there.
Let me
I don't know I was there, but every joke. Let's put it aside.
So vari kunzoko vanogona kusaziva ma-responsibilities eboard paanotangira nepanoperera nema-responsibilities emanagement paanotangira nepanoperera. Saka vanofungidzira kuti kana uchinge wapinda uri board member wane access kupoto ruoko rwako rwakutopinda mupoto yemari. Maboard members haatorina access, only masignatories chete ndiwo wanenge waringorine but hasaine futi ari ega wanenge watori 3. Saka panenge paine machecks and balances anenge aripo anenge achitosanganisira the legal advice. Saka lawyer nema-principles anomugaida haangasaini kuti wafirst Farai watore mari waise muhomwe.
So I understand. On Monday ZIMURA members were denied entry to my office. The director declared that the building was closed, but members of the ZIMURA staff could be seen watching through the windows despite the closure notice. So, Magashi is chairman. I want to understand why did you do this? Magadi kungomuda address the artists, that camp.
I don't work at ZIMURA. I'm just a board member. We probably got there maybe 4 or 5 times.
Let me ask you, Mr. Makonde.
But he was there on the ground. He's better placed.
Tell us.
Actually, vanhu vakatoona ini. Yes.
Magati atafara. Why magawamba panzi?
Like I said, in every game or in every business there are rules of the game. Amunga uyi nechaunga mungo uya so uzadza namakombi mototi muda kungoya kuzongoona ningirikeni pasina proper communication inenge inogona kuitwa nevari kuconsent ko vane magrievances wachona kana vane magrievances avaroda ningirikeni kuti aitwe put across kana kuti ave addressed.
Ndoma artist acho.
Saka yes, ndoma artist acho, but you don't come as a crowd.
I know besides that.
My artist is a crowd. My artist but 5,000, over 5,000. My artist. It's already a crowd.
Ola, besides that, you saw the videos.
Yeah.
I think half of those people were non-members. I can give you names. The likes of Philip Chipumbi is always a ZIMURA member. Why was he there? So that then raised the red flag. Why are these people here? They're non-members, so this has got nothing to do with ZIMURA business. That was what.
But why didn't you give them an ear? You're an organization.
Yeah, I spoke to them. I spoke to them.
What did you say?
I gave them an opportunity to talk to me, and they said they wanted to have a meet and greet with employees. it's an anomaly. It's not normal. Meet and greet with employees. That's not proper. It tells you that there was an agenda behind. So we had to call police in advance because we had our intelligence that were advising us on the developments that were happening at the meeting that they held. And whatever they wanted to achieve, they did not manage to achieve, which was good. And we protected the property of the members.
Let's talk about the Nyaima artists. When they are registering to be a member of ZIMURA, process it was say, what's the process like, the procedure? So if I say, and how many registered members do you have now?
We've got above 5,000 members right now.
And what's the procedure?
And the procedure is that you have to be a composer of music. One, your music has to be enjoying airplay. Two, you have to come with $20 USD or equivalent for registration fee.
Okay.
This is a once-off payment. So you have to have the music also submitted either through our electronic platform. You can send through the email, or you can send. You can give us as a physical copy. And we also require your details, like your full name, your stage name, your banking details. Yes, all that information. Yes. Then, if you satisfy that, you can become a member.
We have that 3/4 of the members of ZIMURA, artists. Is that so?
Music composers.
Is that
composers, not artists? If you say artist, we are talking about painter. We are talking about
music composers.
Yes, composers.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is with ZIMURA right now.
Yes, correct.
No, not 3/4. Every member should be a music composer.
Every member.
They should own some intellectual property. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you collect Marizima artists from different broadcasters, restaurants, bars, etc.?
Okay, we've got a licensing department that we have within our organization, and we've got inspectors that we have dotted countrywide, because music users are also countrywide. Bars, restaurants, shops, lodges, they are also dotted countrywide. We've got broadcasting stations as well. So depending with the nature and of the premise, there are set tariffs that matches the type of the business. So from broadcasting stations, we charge a percentage of revenue.
Okay.
And other business entities, we charge either if it's a restaurant or a bar sitting capacity, or if it's a shop, we charge according to the floor size of the shop. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there proper audit? It does to from Pasepanyadzimari. Isiri yenyu, but it's already like private.
Yes. Since our inception, we've been in existence for over 40 years now.
Yes.
We have been having external auditors, and we've got internal auditor anengari garam board. Yes, anengari treasurer. Ano check off kuti mari dziri kufamba sei within the organization. But it's the members themselves actually that at an AGM vote for or select or appoint an external auditor.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's
the members that appoints an external auditor.
I understand.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the artists.
Yes.
Airplay and stuff. How do we then divide the money? Because they're saying a headline in a court and 33 cents a day in royalties last day. Last year, close court. So maybe drug bonds even me, even you, Mr. Makombe. Why artists are 33 cents.
Yeah, maybe before he comes in, I'm actually a composer, a musician, and Ndehi to Domari, Kuvagu ZIMURA. I think last year, Ndagato Chema Wanima royalties and Ndagawana. But there are reasons why we now have problems in terms of the amount of money we're giving out. But Makombe is best placed to give us the nitty-gritties of how the royalties are dispersed.
Okay. So when you create your piece of work and you come and register with ZIMURA, it doesn't give you a green light to say now you can earn royalties. It's the usage of your property.
Yes.
If you manufacture these products here and then they don't get sold, you don't sell them, you don't earn anything. So your property has to be exploited, has to be used. So we use what we call playlists or log sheets that we get from the broadcasting stations. They determine who was played where and how many times. And we've got systems at the office. We've got Wiper Connect system that we use to capture all the data that we receive from broadcasting stations to come up with the total airplay that we get. And then we will divide the total number of airplays into the distributable figure, which is the amount that we would have been collecting for a certain period of time to come up with a figure for a single airplay. To say it's $1 per single airplay or it's 20 cents per single airplay. So what determines the value, whether it's $2 or it's $3 or it's 20 cents, is the number of the airplays against the money that was collected. Because those are the figures that we divide into each other. Yes.
Is it also transparent to the artists?
Yes.
Do they know to have been played so many times? Because ABC, Power FM, Radio Zimbabwe, Star FM, ZFM and stuff?
Sure. We keep those playlists. If anyone wants to check, yes. Yes.
Do you give that to the artist?
Yes, we do.
They know they can play 25 times now September.
Yes.
Kwakati.
Yes. We don't distribute money. We also provide a detailed account statement that tells you this track was played so many times at Classic 263, at National FM, Kukuzi FM, Star FM, so many times.
Okay, how much is it per play? Let's say on radio.
Yeah.
How much is it per play?
That's what I said. It's not a fixed figure.
There's no fixed figure.
Yes. It depends with the amount of money that was collected for that period and also the number of the airplays that we got for that specific period.
That's not clear. I think it's not proper.
I think let me also come in and say, Ola, people think, for example, when ZBC plays a song, they say it's 30 cents per song. The way ZBC pays right now, according to our current contract, is that they only give us about 3.5% of their total advertising revenue. So it's a lump sum, which is 3.5% of total advertising revenue. So we can't really talk about per play. No. For now,
it's not really a thing now.
It's static. It's not static. It varies. It varies depending with the amount. This year we have collected 1 million, for example, and then next year we collect 2 million, and maybe this year there were 500,000 number of airplays.
Why is that so?
Because each airplay has to be paid for. Each airplay has to be paid for. Yeah.
If maybe balansa magari just ngopo wakati she imimi just divide how
ndio mafomula wanga wachitaura
yango chimatsana ngora bada asikunya sobatika asikunya nzikwisisika
because
the artist ndiri ja praise nini song yangarira kubawa yarira kumpa radio yarira kupi ichi distribute kwese ndo nanzi ndikupuwa this month this year comrade na June batokupa imari yenyu amurikuwa na $400 ka $300.
Yes, those are that.
That much in over the year.
Unogona kurira kakawanda ndozvo ndambotaura kuti pakaitika ma airplays akawanda gore iroro mari iri shoma gore iroro
ichashoma kunani
inenge yatinga collector kakubva kuma radio stations kubva
ku iri shoma sei star player kakawanda chinofana kupa radio station inofana kukupa imari shoma yainayo here kana inofana kukupa imari yezvava player
ndo pandapa example
yes
kuti aisi per play they give us 3.5% of the total advertising revenue. It means if that year they collect $10 as their total advertising revenue, there's nothing that ZIMURA will get. So those are the things that we need to
their advertising revenue.
Their advertising revenue. For now, that is the standing.
So agreement. I think it's not proper. Ask me why. Cause let's say Ola 7 radio station plays music throughout the year, but atisikuwa na ma-adverts takatosheka. It means all 7 station ya play music for free. That's what you're saying,
That's
right?
what it means. And these are the things we need to correct.
But do you think it's proper?
Forward. It's not
It's
proper.
not proper.
That as a musician, I am also not happy about that arrangement.
That's not proper, honestly.
And I hope,
because that's why musicians are complaining, because he comes to really tell me about their total revenue. Because right now, kwa loss about radio stations, not TV.
But Mkoma Murkona. So the challenge now is my musicians are angry, but they are misdirecting their anger. It's not supposed to come to ZIMURA. It's not ZIMURA's problem. Also, that we have got a second we have got a second CMO now that is also now going to all those places collecting those same royalties.
Okay, but wait, are you telling me that ZBC do not determine how much they want to give? Like, do you guys suggest that the 3.5%?
We negotiate.
It was a negotiated deal.
So you negotiated on behalf of the artist?
Yes.
Did you communicate that with the artist?
Yes.
I don't think you did, because the artist...
We communicate at the AGM.
That's where the problem is now.
We communicate at the AGM. We can't call for an
you can't be telling me what if one you have a decision. That's where the problem is. There's a problem there.
Some of when I was younger as an urban groover, tatine madara yedu angari board member. And we said, no, Madara, they've created a good foundation for this CMO. It's just as a young musician, Katimbo fight out in them board and try to change things. These are the things we're looking at. For example, if a company is now collecting money from licenses from vehicles, that means there's more income. We can then not sit back and say, this broadcaster should give us only the advertising, yet they're also collecting.
That one is wrong.
Yes.
Right.
So give the new board a chance. To renegotiate these contracts and see how far we can go.
There's a big problem there. But from. At the same time, you guys are collecting money from, like I said, my bar, my shops. My shop wanda. But we're also talking from Tare, Chivu, whatever. You guys are collecting revenue from those shops. Where are you putting the money?
So we should also let you know, Ola, Kuti, right now ZIMURA is being owed a lot of money, even from renowned broadcasters. We show you some broadcasters are owing from 30 months, 40 months. So as ZIMURA, our job is to come together as composers and say, how do we recover this money?
But what about the revenue that you guys have been collecting from my shops? My shops are let's put broadcasters aside.
You'll be surprised that a lot of music users are owing us. Hotels, shops, boutiques.
But
and some of that money is now being collected. Definitely.
License
yes.
Right.
Right. Kone kana tichita distribution yedu pane broadcasting royalty yatinopa a member depending nekushandisa kwaanenge akaitwa kuma broadcasting stations and then kune general royalty ndiyo mari inobva kuma unmonitored venues kwakaita sekuma shops kuma bars ikokuya. So when you collect 1 million, for example, 1 million ku general ikokuya ku broadcasting stations, half of it, which is 500,000, is going to be distributed equally with the membership. Every member is an annual benefit. The other half, 500,000, we put it again ku broadcasting royalty because ndiko kwatine ma detailed account statements. So it is split depending on the percentage of each broadcasting station that contributed to that distribution in that given year. So toti ZBC ku broadcasting revenue contribute 15%. Saka tunova 15% toisap. Star FM kanaka contribute 7%. Your portion of Star FM. ZFM 5% kushika yese ya pera. So it means the value yawanga uchiwana iwewe ola from broadcasting station is going to rise. Because of this other half yavak from general. Ichienda ichiswa ku broadcasting. Because ndo kwatine ma playlist and ma log sheets. And besides, 90% of the songs that are played on radio are also played even in these venues, because when it's popular radio station, it's also popular in your supermarket. Yes, so it's not the venue that determines how popular the song is.
Add to that, so when you say 500,000 is shared amongst 5,000, how much does each member get? That's $10, isn't? And so some of these people that are complaining are people that don't have music that is being widely used, because the copyright business or the royalty business is about usage of music. If your music is not being widely used, you cannot expect to be paid by ZIMURA. Some people think just by registering automatically you should get music from ZIMURA.
But the mismanagement. And
we've mentioned audit firms, auditors each year, and you know these audit firms, they make hundreds of thousands of money from auditing corporate companies. They cannot risk their reputation by giving a faulty report for ZIMURA.
But you held a press conference at a local hotel in Harare. The lunch for the media likely cost more than $6. More than the $6, I mean, royalty checks some of your members are receiving. Every
CMO is allowed to use 30% of the money they've collected as admin costs, including salaries, rentals, electricity, fuel for operations. Because you should understand, mara ingo office, to shandirwa, fambirwa, and resources also work to collect that money. So there's a PR budget, there's a marketing budget, there's a finance budget.
So they're using the PR budget.
So that is within the 30% that the organization is supposed to use for all their functions as an organization.
So
just to add on that, you know, kuti bond paper renta mari, a rim in town.
It's $5-6.
$5-6 bond paper.
Yeah.
A box renta mari, tinengita kuti almost $30, and it because I got 5.
Yeah.
Saka uyu anenge akapiwa saka toregedza here kutenga bond paper because kune mwe ane music isina kuridzwa akawana general. My expenses are for you to make money, you have to use money, but it has to be within the set limits.
Okay, mwana herezva mungaiti wagwenzi nemi umakombe kuti ma musicians akwanise kutreka ega kuti mari yangu imari izvezvi, like a portal of some sort, this is not a bit of transparency. Is it possible?
This is very possible. I'll tell you, this is where the world is going. We need to have an app, yes, ZIMURA. You don't even have to come to the offices. You can upload your music on that portal. You can monitor when your song is played on Power FM or Star FM. You can monitor real time to see my song has been played for such a duration, and it sends the amount of money that is due to you on your dashboard. Maybe after every 6 months, you can withdraw your money. This is where we are going. ZIMURA has also partnered, is also using what is called ACR Cloud. It's an automatic content reader. It uses acoustic fingerprinting technology. If Star FM plays Japreza song, that technology picks that Japreza song has been played at this particular hour by this DJ. It sends the information to a central system, and then with this app now we'll be able to then coordinate all those things to.
When are we going to see this application?
We are working very hard. It's already there. The ACR Cloud is already working. We've also partnered with RootNote. I think people must know this. RootNote is the organization that is it's like an online distribution company that's helping us to monitor usage of music online. One of our musicians got $8,000 in December, but people don't talk about these things. They talk about the $10, but they don't talk about $8,000. I'm talking about one musician, but there are many others that got $4,000, $2,000, $3,000. We are giving our musicians music using that partnership with RootNote.
The reason why I asked this question, because South African Music Performance Rights Association, the SAMPRA.
SAMRO.
SAMPRA. Yeah. Okay. Vanomboita say, panyadze pakubhadhara kwema-artists avo. Should we blame the economy yekuti kuti pakukodzera kwedu mari hatisi kuwana mari yakakwana, kana muri kutora mari shoma here? Because tatatarisa naSAMPRA vane this tracking system, and ma-artists avo vari kuwana mari, and they are happy. Most of these artists, they can see ini mari yangu yabe patoplay so asaka pane mari yangu ikati zviri easy per play, like zvinoitwa na YouTube, zoti ndatoro maviews akati mari yakati.
This is where we are supposed to be moving. These are the conversations we're supposed to be having. Kuti gentlemen, ladies, Twitter say kuti tikwanise kuwane an app yekuti munhu can monitor usage of their copyright or of their music intellectual property ari kumba achifollowa kuti dashboard rangu rakuti ndine 20,000 which is due to me. These are the conversations we're supposed to be starting to have right now as a music industry.
Okay, you served Plot Mago with a letter of defamation, demand for defamation of character. Ekuti vise mashuku akataura and stuff. Pakatara nyaya yekutengeswa kwebuilding and stuff. Anga anyepa here or what happened? Why did that happen?
Yeah, you see, the thing is, Ola, you're a journalist, a qualified one for that matter.
Yes.
You value ethics and professionalism. You've just mentioned to me that you're going to invite the other guys so that you can hear their side of the story.
Yes.
There's no harm in calling Mr. Gwenzi. We've heard that you've sold a building. Is that true? You know, before you go and post that on your social media platform. So I can't comment much because these are matters that are going before the courts. But the truth is, it's not right for anyone to defame anyone. First of all, he had lied that we sold a building. And he said it was done unprocedurally, which was not true. He didn't bring the facts to that post. I mentioned that I am the top selling agent for a reputable real estate company in the country. If my clients see that Gwenzar Gunza anama ethics, he's not ethical, he doesn't respect governance protocols, it tarnishes my reputation. Another thing is, when we had our AGM for ZIMURA, I had the highest votes. Yeah. It's our election, ZIMURA election for board member. I had the highest votes, which means our musicians have got confidence in me. So if you post kuti Gwenzaru Kubirai is unethical, you are tarnishing my image. So all we just ask is for Plot to be ethical. You know, just hear the other side of the story. Do your investigations and report fairly, not to just be intentional about tarnishing someone's image. I think that is not fair. I think that is not right.
Another thing is also that he had posted on his social platform our salaries.
Okay.
That is confidential information. Yes. You can be a licensed driver, but if you step or drive over a pedestrian, you can be arrested. Although you are a licensed driver. Although your vehicle has got proper licenses. So being a journalist, you should also make sure that you don't cross or break other statutes or other laws. Otherwise, you can be sued. It doesn't matter you own a big company or you own a big church. If you break the law, you can be sued.
That's why you've taken that step.
Definitely. It's important because there are damages to the reputation, and I think it has to go out as a message to say, let's respect each other. Let's not report about someone when you don't have the facts. It's always good to, first of all, do your research and find out what the information is about.
Very fine. So how much did you actually collect in 2024? Hamakombi?
In 2024, let me see the total figure. In 2024, it was 475,650.
Come again?
Yes. 475,650.
That's what you collected in 2024?
Yes, 2024.
Yeah, 2025, I'm saying you're waiting June.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And you've paid it, kuma artists actually say,
some artists are still collecting because we start distribution here do 1st of June. Yes. So others are still coming to collect their royalties.
The highest paid artist kuzimura ari mari roughly.
This is private.
No, we are not mentioning anyone's name.
Yeah.
But we've mentioned $6, we've mentioned 33 cents.
It's above,
These are
above
amounts.
13. It's above 13K. Per annum. Yes.
Okay. No, that's fine. So before I let you go, I've got a few questions for you, Mr. Bakomiti. How far true is it, Kuti, the High Court ruling states that the executive director position is a legal fabrication? Ikoko.
The executive director is what?
Position is a legal fabrication.
That's not correct.
That's not correct.
That's not correct. Yes. That post is provided for in our statutes, and there are minutes of board resolving to that.
Okay.
Yes.
So, under what constitutional authority do you hold the title of deputy director and draw a salary?
Yes, in that same memorandum and articles of association. Yes.
You do that?
Yes.
So the High Court of Zimbabwe also, ruling HH 438 of 25 specifically stated that the position of executive director does not exist in the ZIMURA articles of association. Legally, Policile is an employee holding a non-existent title. By continuing to use that title and paying a salary for it, aren't you defying a High Court order and misappropriating member funds?
The post is not related to any misappropriation of funds.
The title does not attract
yeah.
a different salary
Yes.
from the one that you'd get if you are called CEO.
Yeah.
What happens is this, on the issue of memorandum of articles, we've amended our articles over the years. And if you look at our current memorandum and articles of association,
Yes.
it refers to as an executive director, which came through an amendment, I think it was 2010, the minutes are there, which then gave her that title. Before that, she was called general manager.
Yes.
And when she was going out to meet with colleagues, it became demeaning to be called general manager. So the board at that time saw it fit to convert the title, just the title, to call her executive director, but doesn't attract any more money or any benefits to it. It's just a title. To say you are Ola and your employees starts calling you boss Ola, it doesn't change the amount of money that you make, in your business. So I think people are just using these things to smear campaigns more, and it's intentional, but it's not important. It doesn't bring any value to the conversations of how we can move the music industry forward.
Okay.
Yes.
And in other businesses, sales rep, other guys can say sales executive. Some they sell sales accountant. So it depends. It depends with the name that you want to adopt.
Even in real estate, some are called sales agents. Some are called property negotiators. It's nothing,
just a name.
It's nothing to really worry about and make noise and say, why are they calling him boss Ola? I think it's trivial. It doesn't help us move the industry
because
forward.
the tasks are the same. The responsibilities that person is performing are the same.
Okay, no, that's fine. So your panic shot, I'll start with you, Mr. Quincy.
I just want to say to ZIMURA members, ladies and gentlemen, let's not be swayed by people that have got a hidden agenda. It's intentional. Everything they've been doing are things that are meant to discredit and destroy ZIMURA. A true director who loves his organization does not take issues out of the boardroom and splash it on social media. If you are mature, if you are loyal and you're passionate about what you want to do in terms of ZIMURA leadership, you exhaust all internal channels and remedies that are there to solve any problem. So let's be aware of people that are trying to have ZIMURA discredited and maybe deregistered. Let's unite. ZIMURA remains open and accountable to each and every member. Anything that you need to know, ZIMURA office doors are always open. Please come through. Let's talk. If you have any ideas of how we can improve the way we govern, the way we run and administer the organization, please do come and let's have a conversation.
Right.
We are a new board. We want to do things differently. We want to be as open as possible, as transparent and as accountable to our members as possible. And we're going to thrive. And we're going to also partner with media partners like you, Ola. We invite us more. If there's an issue, we are willing to come and have these conversations. Our members need education. Most of the things they are angry about are not ZIMURA's problem. I mentioned that most of their money is now being taken by the other CMO. For example, they took 46,000 from one client. Imagine how much they've been collecting. That is money meant for ZIMURA musicians. And we are owed, I think, almost 800, 900,000, 1 million that we are owed. Imagine if we sit down and find ways of collecting all that money and distribute, then our music industry can be better. Don't let anyone lie to you and say, kurukubiwa, kana kuchibiwa. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is there. The Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission is there. Go and report anything that you think is not going on well in ZIMURA. We are doing our best to make sure we fairly compensate our members as the new board.
Thank you. Mr. Bakome.
Thank you very much. I want to talk to our members and even non-members out there that you have to, if you are not a member of ZIMURA, come register with ZIMURA. There are many benefits. There are music royalties, funeral policy that we have with Nyaradzo, and we've got the incapacitation allowance that we give to our member who would have been involved in an accident or who can't then perform live shows like what he used to do because of either illness or an accident. There's gratuity that we give. There are copyright workshops that also do for our members. So come enjoy these benefits. Come and register with Zimbabwe Music Rights Association.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll just take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show again. Now we are joined by Philip Chifumbu and Fred Nyagudanga, who are both former ZIMURA board members in studio right now. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
So you were both expelled from ZIMURA. What was the reason behind it?
Tinotongonzwawo kuti takabviswa muZIMURA nevanhu vanowishe kuti tinzi hatisi muZIMURA, but iyo kwatira isisho. Hatinongonzwawo zvichitaurika mumastraight.
So amustoziva kuti chichakaitika kuti muzobviswa?
I think vanhu vakanga vapanika zvavo according nezvakanga zvapo panguva iyoyo.
Chichanya chapo
ndine kubvunza kwandanga ndaita kuti pane kajeni kakaitwa, I think nevarume vatinavo mustudio avo uyu
vagwenzi navamakombe
vagwenzi navamakombe navanyati navafestifarai napolisi rimwe
vakaita jeni yekuenda kubi
vakaita jeni yekuenda kubulawayo. Saka wanga uri musi wa15 March 2023 ndakazoona message yavanyati ichiti varume tanga taenda kubulawayo, tanga taenda ipapo taenda pastand kunotorwa mapictures nekuita sei, so that vanhu vanoona kuti tiri kudevelopa. Inomba ndabvunza mubvunzo wekuti vanyati mutemo unoti tinogara pasi sebhodi toronga zvinhu zvamuri kutaura ndezvipi izvi? Vanyati ndakatanga kuchipindwawo nemabody members. Janet Manyowa ndiye akatanga no, but Mr. Chifumbu ndinofunga kuti since kana vataura ngatingozviise paresolution because nyaya yanga iripo ndeyekuti zvise paresolution. Saka ini ndakamba ndazoisawo message iti varume dai tambogara pasi nemashandisiro atakuita mari handiwo. Saka ndakaona sekuti ndakasati ndambozviita, ndakasati ndambokwesena chinhu chiri against. Saka ndakaonawo sekuti vamwe vangu vapanika because festival yakandifonera kuinbox kwangu akanditi Chifumbu, iwe uri director of events and planning, uchaenda kubulawayo, uchanogara muhotel for 3 weeks uriko uchiplana festival yatanga takaronga.
Yes.
Ndikati farai ini ndotoenda zviri pamutemo, kana zvisiri pamutemo handianzara yekugara muhotera. Ndakagara ma5-star hotel kwete dzekubulawayo dzauri kutaura. Saka pakatanga kukwesherana kubva ipapo. Right? Taita kukwesherana, ndakarequesta, ndakanyora motion ichirequesta meeting, board meeting. Yakambodiscusswa nezvayo paWhatsApp. Yadiscusswa nezvayo paWhatsApp handina kupindurwa informal because ndanga ndanyora iri tsamba. Ndakazonzwa kuti kwagarwa meeting kwatonzi zvekutaura Chifumbu tazvita rule out. Fine. Zvadaro ndakanyora imwe tsamba ndakati aiwa varume, ndakanyora tsamba ndichiti inini ngatigarei board meeting tidiscusse nyaya yemafambiro amakaita. Ndakaiginoyo. Ndikanyora imwe yechipiri ndakaiginoyo. Right, ndaiginoyo kudaro ndakazonyora tsamba nchideclare deadlock kuti kana zvadai it means hatichanzwanani. Ndakunyorera tsamba zipo Zimbabwe Intellectual Property ndi informe zviri kuitika. Ndakanyora tsamba kuzipo ndakaiginoyo. Ndaiginoyo kudaro ndakaita follow up ndikaudzwa kunzi taikaiforwarda kuZIMURA but haisi kupindurwa. Omba ndanyora tsamba kuzipo ndichiti ndakuita press conference ndizivise ma-members because ndakapinda muboard neconstituency ndizivise ma-members kuti chii chiri kuitika.
Yes.
Ndakamboita kanenge kakunyengetedzwa so kuzipo ikoko. hano chipfumbwa dai wachirega, but that time vakanga vakunika ndatobhadhara mahozi ndatengawo tumwe small food rwekuti vanhu vagomwawo mvura pandenge nchita
using your own personal funds.
Yes.
Okay.
Saka zvadaro invite office and the office yakauya pa press conference. Tikaita press conference. Pa press conference ndakanga ndaisa zvinhu zvangu pasi. Chinhu chekutanga research yandanga ndaona ndeyekuti police renxiwe hapana section inomutendera kuita executive director muorganization. At the same time through zvanga zvichiitika ndanga ndachizopidigurirwa nyaya ndaudzwa kunzi management ndo yakaronga zvinhu izvi, saka management ine mvumo yekuronga zvinhu. But mutemo unoti board ndo rinopa management zvekuita. Saka inini ndakaita press conference ndazivisa members. In short mukoma wala ndingangoti ndo pakatangira nyaya. Munogona kumbozobvunza zvimwe tichizoenderera mberi.
Okay. So imimi pamruti makaignoriwa ndepemaendesa tsamba pesa apa kuti nyaya dzidairwe ndezvipi zvamaya muchitarisa kuti zvinge zvichiitwa patsamba dzamainyora kana zvichemo zvamaida kuti zvipindurwe?
Ndakanga inini pandakanyora tsamba pakutanga inga siri nyaya hombe. Ndakanyora tsamba ndichingoti structure board redu maoperatero aro, so that tigova nemhinduro kana paine mubvunzo wabvunzwa. Saka ndakanga ndakatarisira kuti mari chaidzo ndakazounderstanda kuti mari hadzisi kurequestwa munoiti chi voucher, I don't know.
Yes.
Hapana. Mari iri kungonzi uyu akati ndikuda mari anongopiwa. Handiti kutorwa kwaita mari hapana board meeting yaitwa zvakataurwa nezvazvo.
So there's no accountability.
Yes, panga pasina.
And transparency.
Yes, ende ndakarequesta mapapers emari dzavakanoshandisa kuplanda. Pamitsamba yangu ndaikumbira kuti achitorai oraiti mazviita zvinhu zvatoitika, but chitorai chiuyai receipts ezvamashandisa kubulawa kwacho. Ababa pakarambwa baba. Hapana akabvuma. Kusvika kana mukoti chaimo ndakazoisa nyaya yeyo kukoti kwaikoti. Havana evidence yakaunza ine maererano neizvozvo. Nyaya yangu yakaraswa because pakanga pagadzirwa fraudulent document na witness zvangacha. Achiti iye areza motion kuti ngatibvise chipfumbu muboard. Right. Witness zvangacha ndiri kuzoita research paconstitution tasoimandora ndava nemapepa.
Okay.
Haana mvumo zvachose yekubvisa munhu muorganization. Yekureza motion according to my statute.
Who is witness zvangacha?
Ndiye akanga ari legal advice that time.
Okay. Haana mvumo
haatenderwe neorganization kunyorera munhu any document kana kutotaura cheorganization kunze kwekuadvisa. Kwekuadvisa maboard members.
Okay.
Pane zvaanenge achironga. Iye anenge akatonyarara. Asi kana makurasika ndiye anozoti aiwa mutemo apa unoti zvakati apa chigadzisai makadai apa chigadzisai makadai. But akanyora document rakanga richiti ngatibvise chipfumbu muboard because chipfumbu.
Was it not the whole board rakata that resolution?
I see resolution. Yakanga iri motion yakarezwa witness Shangashi. Womva maboard members asign that motion. Haina action. Ndakabuditswa musi wakauya motion iyoyo. Chipfumbu chibuda zvekuti dai ndakanga ndisina kusimba pamwe ndaigona kutorowa. Chibuda vandabuda. Hapana musi action. Handizive inini handina chandakaudzwa, but ndakaona motion musi wandakapuwa motion ndo musi wandakabviswa. Because motion ino ikanyorwa inozoda time yeku-action wa munhu wese ndichizvipindurirawo, but ndakupuwa mukana.
Saka muri kuti makabviswa zvisiri pamutemo?
In fact ndakubviswa ndakaharaswa. Ndikati ndabviswa ndichinyepa mukoma. Ndakaharaswa vanga vasade kugara musangano neni.
Because manga makuraise questions accountability kuti zvikufamba sei?
Yes.
Ndo amakabvisirwa.
Nhasi ndo andichiri kureza.
Okay, mukoma Fred tipe itinzwa kwanya kudanga.
Inini ndakaraisa issue yekuti Police Renxiwe is not an executive director. Ndairaisa issue yoyo after ndaverengawo memorandum nearticles yedu. Ndakaenda kuZIMURA ndokubva ndakumbira Henry akatombonditumirawo some scripts dzekuti zvinofamba zvichidai.
Yes.
Nenyaya yekuti election yataita yanga isina kumita quorum. The quorum iri muconstitution medu inoti a quarter of the entire membership. So zvadaro izvi ndakazotsvaga memorandum ndokuona ndikupuwa isiriyo zviri kumbofamba sei
makapuwa nani
ndakapuwa naye inonzi Munanairi ndikati Munanairi ndizvozvo anonzi Munanairi uri kundipa constitution isiriyo sei sorry ndaita mix up I apologized on my phone. Then I went back again vandipa the correct one vandaenda vananoicheka necompanies vandavhura file ndikuona zvishwa zviri kuenderana apa ndaenda ndokuchiverenga kakuona kuti hapana pari kunzi executive director pakanzi general manager isection 42 I suppose inoemploya general manager nemaofficers ichitaura kuti bhodhi rine simba rekuisa general manager nemaofficers so takaita kukwesherana mumanewspaper kusvikirana ndanzi havanya kudanga takukubvisai membership inini ndikati ndingaswere ndichimira nevanhu vandiri kuti havasi legitimate there's no need to quarrel avapo they are not there and ndaenda ikoko ndobva ndakangonyorwawo tsamba dzikatouya kumba adzimai vangu pamwe vakatenga vakutaurawo nevakomana vaiuya but hawewe zvinowanika but asi ndiri kureva kuti tsamba dzakauya kumba shuwa ndikadziti haisaiuku amai mwana dzekunzi hati musisiri pamembership so kubva ipapo takatanga kungodzifambira nyaya because pane maissues atakareza eaudit tikati audit yenyu muri kuwana auditors muri kumavana kupi muri kungotora maauditors mashamwari enyu mubva maaudita zvinhu and zvinhu zvenyu zviri fictitious zvizhinji hazvisi kuenderana
changa chiri fictitious chii
okay tichitarisa from 2017 unoona kuti tinonzi 30% ndo inoenda kuadministration 70% ndo yevaimbi asi izvo zvazvisi kuita sekudaro mari zhinji iri kunyanya kuenda kuadministration kumasalaries zvazenge zvakutaurwawo manje manje nana Derek masalaries ari kutora mari yakawanda matravels avanoita kumahotera nekumachikwatasa haindine bank statement panapo ukaritarisa unonyazoona kuti mari iri kuenda
ndo bank statement racho riri kuti chii
irori bank statement ukariverenga you can tell the trends of the expenses ziri kuitwa nebody fanike ukatasa handichataura nezita rake zvangu for the sake of pana journalist haana api akakawanda ari kunzi ari kuita PR consultants kuZIMURA right
aripuwa mari
akapuwa mari panguva iyoyo nerate handichaziva but yanga iri pazig $1,875 ipanapa right which means kuti anogona kunge achipuwa pamwedzi wega wega or so but kuti iri I think it's equivalent to $100 or so I'm not correct ndiri kungofungira wangu dai paita calculate so if you look at this bank statement takaritora bank statement
ndegoripi
ndera 2024 takaritora bank statement iri taita inonzi seizure kucourt ndokubva vaita kuti tipuwe bank statement tikwanise kujustify pane nyaya iri kuCCD yavari kuinvestigate into this whole thing saka bank statement iro ndo rakatirakidza kuti and ndinawo kubva 2017 ese matransactions akaitwa kuZIMURA I have everything with me so you now look at kuti saka mari iri kupuhwa artist ukatarisa bank statement iri unogona kuona very few with your own calculations undoona percentage yacho yakatodona mari iri kuti ichipinda the norm is ukaenda pa34C pamutemo wedu iri unoti mari inotanga yapinda yoitwa vote neboard auditor audit then yochizoiswa kune unoshanda but you see kuti this account ichipinda iri kubva yabuda imwe iri kuswipe nekadi right ichitenga grocery azvizozive pamwe nderekuofisi kana kuti pamwe noenda kumba hapana ndo zvinhu zvati kuti ngazvikuongororwe kuti zviri kufamba sei kuti vanhu vanotenga grocery pamaroyalties asati adeclare right at the same time unoona imomo makabhadharwa vana school fees hachada hamutaura nezita pane akabhadharwa school fees unovashandi for the sake of progress
sorry pane akabhadharwa school fees mushandi wekuZIMURA
akabhadharwa mwana
school fees yake
zvinhu zvandikuequivalent to 1,000 $1,000 zvinhu zvatiri kutoona muno saka ndo zvinhu zvatava kuti zviri kumbofamba sei kuti ane privilege ipi ane contract ipi inoita kuti mwana abhadharirwe school fees and kana iripo contract yacho yakasainwa nani because ZIMURA kunoshanda resolutions right board data resolution iri kuti anoti akupa nhingi and mavashandi ava vanopinzwa basa neboard kwete nemumwe munhu but tikuona kuti vashandi vedu vazhinji havasi kupinzwa neboard vari kuuya vachinopinzwa vachiitirwa mainterview nesecretariat which is wrong. Power neboard nderekupinza maofficers ese basa so panofanira pane maresolutions achibva ataura kuti vanhu vakutambira mari yaka saka we are now speculating ndosaka muri kuzonza kuti vanhu vari kutibira it's speculation. These guys have created speculation.
You mean these guys?
Yes, vari kuleader vacreate speculation iyo yakuita kuti vamwe vanhu vasungwe handiti because anenge asina evidence asi inini evidence ndinenge ndichitaura because ndinayo handiti vazhinji vakuspekulata why because ukasapa munhu information right munhu akandiona ndichifamba nebhebhi ndikasamudza kuti anoti kumbofambawo hedu anongoti ibhebhi rake tatoromona ane small house because iwewe ndiwazvikonzerisa so tiri kuti isusu zvinhu zvizhinji tiri kuti ngapaite forensic audit zvibude zvakanaka ava vari kuzviramba vari kutya varuma kwete mbijana vari kutya forensic audit because vari kuziva kuti tunhu twakabatwa hatuna maresolutions moso ndiri kutaura kuti kubva 2017 kusvika musi wa15 January 2024 bhodhi raioperata ipapo rakanga riri kumashure because companies inoti kana musina kuregister new board the previous board ndio unoramba riri legitimate
right ndanzwa mashoko manga machitsanangura ese ndandichinyatsa kuti muri yeZimbabwe wanyatsonzwawo kubva mumazwi amanga machitonongodza kuti ava vane divi ravo ranga vachitsanangura musani masvika pano zvinosa kusvika kwamaita tichabatanidza zvavanga vachitaura nezvamuri kutaura imimi nezvichemo zvamunazvo asi nda kutanga ndambonzwa kubva kwamuri vachifumba kuti maartist mubhodhi ramanga muri imimi manga makawira anobhadharwa sei uye maroyalties anobva kupi kuchibhadharwa mari from ZBC inobhadharwa mari zvichidaro nemamwe mabroadcasters
tichataura sekuriyana kwatakaita ndozotaura chitsotsi chiripo right ndakasvika paine policy yekuti maartist mari inongorinwa zvichienderana negore racho because mari yedu yemuZimbabwe inombochinja chinja paine mutemo wekuti artist anobhadharwa nekurira kure ini ndakatosvika paine mutemo wekuti mari yekumabhawa unotozopiwa according nemari rauri kuita kumaredhiyo nekuti organization yedu inotora mari kumabhawa kumarestaurant nekumahotels saka mari iyoyo yainzi ukarira ka5 paredhiyo upowo ka1 yekumabhawa right ndo mutemo wakanga uripo inini ndobva ndachallenge ndichiti ayo hatigoni kuti mari aridzwa munhu kubhawa kune nziyo dzakaita sedzana ndaipa example ya anosumudza musoro segumukumu yajalavia airire paredhiyo song yaya iri vulgar but kumabhawa hakuna bhawa rinoedzesa kunze risina kuirira ndori kutoita kuti basa revanhu rifambe kunzoko so munyima here mari munhu nekuti haasi kurira paredhiyo ndikapa example yana mukoma usaya chipanga vanhu na Jacopo Moyana pakanzi vakaona kuti iyoyo hairivheseke vanhu vakupiwa $10 zvinezvi mapedzisira pandakapedzisira kunzwa ndakaunzwa kuti vanhu vapiwa $10 out of 1.6 million yakanga yacorrect vanhu vakapiwa $10
every artist
every artist manzwira ndakaita
$10 from 1.6 million
yes
okay
right zvadaro ndakuchitaura pachitsotsi chiripo contract iri between ZBC neZIMURA hainei nekuridzwa paredhiyo ndeyemarights
okay
ndo contract yeZBC
yekuti kudii amarights
ZIMURA yapa marights emamembers avo kuZBC ndio inodetermine wainoda kuridza hana singatimboridze uyu zvichienderana newedha kuri kunaya ZBC ndio inoda but mari dziri kudzakunzwa warira ka5 paredhiyo warira ka10 paredhiyo saka takupa mari mairiro ayo of which mari ya muimbi wese anofanira kuwana mari because havana kuchinja contract iriko ndekuti ukasidha marights watopa permission yekuti music yako ishandiswe and handigoni kuudza ZBC kuti chishandisa music yangu nekuti ndiri kuzoda mari kuZIMURA ZBC ndo ine simba rekushandisa music yairi kuda panguva yacho
okay
saka tine chitsotsi chinoitwa chekutora malog sheet aya anonyorwa hanziyo dzarira zvakagadzirwa negovernment ine zvayakazvigadzirira, but zvakuita kunge zvakaorder yeZIMURA. Government hatitozive sequence inoshandiswa negovernment kuita zvinhu izvozvo. Hakuna munhu weZIMURA anonyora logshit anenge achimonita malogshit kuti uyarira kana kuti haana. Hakuna.
Hamuna here system yaidaro?
Hakuna. Asi ivo vanotora mapepa egovernment aya amonitwa negovernment ndo vanouya vachitishandisira. Isu hatizivi kuti government payakaisa chinhu ichocho yaidei. Hatizvizivi isisu. Otherwise government yaingochengeta marecords ezvinhu zvese zvaitika paredhiyo, but isisu takunyima mari zhinji hauna kurira, hauna kunyorwa palogshit. Aisiyo kana pacontract yangu neZIMURA hapana chinotaura kuti kana warira paredhiyo uchapiwa mari.
Okay.
Marights.
I think ndanzwa from tsanangudzo dzamatipa zviri kutitsauka nei maningi nezvanga wachinitsanangurira pano. Saka ndichatanga navamakombe vanova vari part of the management. Tinzwa kuti zvakamira sei point kutaurwa navachifumbwi avamakombe amene kuti muri kuionawo sei vari kuti logshit ainyorwe neZBC yakagadzirwa negovernment. Mashoko yayo munowirirana nawo here kutanga?
Handiwirirani nawo.
Imimiwo munoti kudini apo?
Dai ndandaziva kuti vari kuuya, we could have brought information, my paperwork to show you.
Yeah.
DJ paanenge ari pamhepo anofila logsheet, anotoripota kuna station manager kana supervisor wake anenge achitomuudza iwewe you have got that experience paunga uri kuStar FM, I don't know kuti waiita sei. But maplaylists kana kuti malogsheets aya ndini DJ ndinenge ndichiridza, I have to make sure kuti I log. That was the manual system. Now one electronic system, music inopindwa musystem, inokiwa musystem, yaplaywa iwe chako chete DJ kwakungotaura uchaselecta music yakutoselectwa neumwe munhu mustation imomo kana anogona kunge ari supervisor, and then we get those playlists from the system kuti tizive kuti Star FM yakaridza masongs ani kangani. Saka zvokutaurwa navachifumbu inhema nhema dzakapfuura black kusviba. Maybe avazivi havo
vachifumbu procedure imanga muchiiziva ndo inoshanda yekuti logshit inofamba sei?
Hamuna kundibata zvakanaka mukomaola. Vandataura naiye hana kundibata zvakanaka ndakataura. Handina kuti hazviitike zvinhu izvozvo kuZBC. Ndati dhiu reZBC neZIMURA nderemarights. Dhiu raartist neZIMURA nderemarights. Chinobhadharwa marights kwete kuridzwa. Ava ndo vari kunotora malogshit ari kuzvinyorerwa negovernment.
Ndo pari kuti malogshit haasi kunyorwa negovernment, ari kunyorwa nemastations, mabroadcasters.
Ndandifunga kuti ndikutaura kuti mabroadcaster ndo government.
No, akasiyana because kuti nema-private stations we've got
nema-stations, but hakuna monitor weZIMURA anoziva kuti munhu arira kana kuti haana. Hakuna zvakadaro.
Sei vasingazivi ipo paine logshit?
Logshit ndere ma-stations.
Rinosubmit to ZIMURA.
Pane deal here between ZIMURA ne-station about logshit.
ZIMURA,
there is no deal about logshit. Deal riripo ndere marights.
No. I think he's just fine ones that are to Batran.
I can help.
The Batran is academy. Yeah, more pinta genio. Log sheet. If this is a station, a radio station, or a 7 station, they can play music. You watch fumbu panapo. Whatever music in that player, the electronic system, the system that's being used right now, is Zeta. That's the system, the software that most radio stations use now. This is the latest model. Remember, I was on radio for the past 13 years. So that system, this is Zeta. Zvayega kuti maplaya music yakati. Zvoti chero imi mukatongoswa wachifumbu kuti ndokumbira kumboona iyi kuti zviri pakarira music inongenda pakalenda. Mutoona kuti pakarira sulu, pakarira ningi, pakangwadze nenguva inopa date and time nema-seconds ayakaplaya. The old way of doing things ngari analog yemanual ndeyekuti DJ it used to happen on a radio Zimbabwe ana kudhara and radio ichinzi radio 2 nezvimwe inonyorwa pasi ndaplaya song yaningi unonyora list yako unogadzira playlist yako, playlist you submit it as well kuti ndaplaya music yaningi kuita inozoenda kuZIMURA because is particularly ku radio chaizonzi logshit roro ZIMURA ndoinoita sei rainoshandisa ndo maana achida kuti handisi kuti muri wrong kana muri correct kana muri correct
ndiri kutonzwisisa mukoma wala kuti
Yes.
matondiunderstand even
yes ayo ndaida kupinda papoint amatarana amuri
kuti nini alright my question to that man session inobhadhara mari peplay
okay
session inobhadhara mari
Pamakombi.
sando zvandiri kutaura
hakuna payplay
Hakuna, the contract, the thing is, Ola, so I want to come in.
Okay.
I know these gentlemen have spoken for a very
Yes,
long time.
yes,
Taka
yes.
Nyarara, I think it will also disadvantage your podcast to become boring.
Yes.
Just hearing from one side. Ola, first of all, many things that they are raising here are legal issues to do with what memorandum of articles say. And I've also made you aware that our articles have been updated a couple of times. They could be holding the wrong memorandum. And they could be referring to the wrong provisions. And also interpretation of the provisions is another thing.
okay
Interpretation of statutes is a different thing altogether. What you are reading could not be what you think it means. And this is not a court or a prosecutor and a lawyer who interpret a law. It might take us the whole day trying to say, no, it doesn't mean that it meant this. Then secondly, we've got a bank statement that he says he has got. We haven't even authenticated. Is it authentic? Not even the stamp. I don't know what stamp you have a copy. And so for you to say in a bank statement, we don't know where that bank statement is emanating from. You understand? And I want to be honest with you. I don't want to waste your time, Ola.
Yeah.
You see these two gentlemen, I've had challenges with some of the board members, but I think I'm closer to these guys than even the ones who are Neta recent. I call him, if you look at our call logs, I call this guy, we can do 20 minutes on the call. Some of the people that he works with, maybe they don't even know that me and him are that close. Some of the people in our board, maybe he didn't know. Maybe he doesn't know that his friend, me and him are friends. And we discuss issues. Problem andiri kuona iripo Ola ndeyekuti zvakutaurika papodcast yaOla zvinhu zvaida round table meeting pachedu tonzwisa kuti iwo ndo mafungira unoita aiwa uri wrong pakati uti gwenzi uri wrong pakati kusvika taita find each other.
Yes.
We are now having to do it on a podcast, sadly, but these are things we can discuss on our own and map the way forward kuti todii. But nyaya yekubviswa kwakaita vachipfumbu navanyakudanga kuorganization ZIMURA, as I alluded to earlier, taishandisa constitution.
Okay.
Section 38, article 38 inenge ichiti munhu akaunza the name of the organization into disrepute anofana kuremovwa from the organization. Mukabuda imi muchiti gwenzi mbavha anobira vaimba anodi anditika vashandi vedu ari kuchiti executive director apa mushandi wenyu amuri castigator on social media, and the corporate world is watching. CMO business is very sensitive. In the event yekuti even mabawa they will say we can't pay nonsense is licensed vanhu vasina kurongeka vakadai. So we prefer kuti vanhu vataurirane behind closed doors. Once wabuda wakusvibisa ZIMURA, our constitution does not allow us to protect you at the expense of 5,199 members who were supposed to protect because of one person was gone astray. So all those decisions that were made kuti vanyakudanga vabviswa chipfumbu hazvisi personal. That's why vakudza vakati gwenzi from here we can even go babresa tonodai because hapana hatred between me and him. Togona kukweshana nenyaya office, but I still feel as brothers we can still find each other and see how can we solve this problem as musicians, because we are better off united than divided. That is my point. I might not allow him to explain too much things about ZIMURA because those are private organizational things. We can't discuss them on Ola podcast. That's not professional. I might also end up in Gwenzi has been removed from the board for misconduct. Why divulge board podcast?
Exactly.
I'm a professional individual. So you might force us to say tukundikana. But in Kuba, you've reported us to CCD, as you mentioned. How many cases have you opened? We've been there for interviews, but we still walk scot-free because there's no case. If you come and do a lifestyle audit, and I can show you records of everything that I own and where that money come from. Isusu tuneta ma audit every year. Hands na vanyakudanga aminuti vanwani
Watanzi mutura ma friends yenyu.
If you come to the minutes the last AGM, or if you ask vanhu vari neutral, they will tell you kuti every AGM kunovotwa for a new audit. And kutosumdzwa maoko vari kuti Ola auditing firm kusumdzwa 20, vari kuti chakuti Tili auditing firm vanosumdza kunzi 1 2 3 saka yawina ndei. Motoudzwa kunzi number 1 inoda 4,000 for audit, inoda 2,000 ikuti 6,000. Saka muda yakachipa here or muda iri reputable vanhu vovota. Anditi mugona ava last AGM vanga vasiko because havasi ma members. Pakavotwa ma minutes aripo. So if you are audited every single year, ne auditing firm, what else should we do? Imimi kana mine evidence ukuthi sakaramba forensic
diary.
I think they need to bring it
Diary.
We don't want to
let's just make it short and precise. Let's go straight to the point.
Kunyaya kuma broadcasters tinopuwa percentage ye revenue ku ZBC ndakakuenda ndinoita meeting nana Terence at one time vakataura kuti isusu tinongobhadhara a bulk fee ku ZIMURA, which means kuti rights akatorwa ndemuimbi wese wemuZimbabwe including nani members, right, which is also not part of ZIMURA, right. So ndichibva ndazoya kunyaya yekuti zvinhu zvavarikutaura zviri authentic here. I've been also questioning zvamuri kutaura imimi zviri authentic here. We have asked you guys kuti tigare pasi, and I've called you Gwenzi tichida kuti tigare pasi namukoma ubeti apana chakaita materialize. I've asked Henry kuti ngatigare pasi, ndikatonzi nevanhu vakuda kutengesa kutaura naHenry tikatogara pasi ku park view and zvitori nevanhu vatori mawitness. It's very good kuti zvinhu zvine mawitness mukati. My brother is in UK. Ndakataura naye ndikati no, talk to mukoma ubeti, we don't want to spoil each other. Mfana wangu akati okay, I'll reach out. Nanasi they are friends, okay, but on these matters, and he has brought a very good question. Is this authentic? And I'm also saying, is this authentic? Because Arguti, the chairman, and Arguti, he's a board member. And he's CR6. Does he have a contract? And you got a board in a code of conduct. Does he have all those things? He's just saying in the press all over there, and he's also accusing me of the same thing, which means we need to sit down and say, but they have refused to sit down. I've given you my examples of the efforts that we've done. Guys, let's sit down and forget about all these things. We are human beings. I can always go back. At the end of the day.
Okay, let's hear him respond.
Just 1 minute. Just
to
1
minute.
minute. Yes. Mkoma Ola, as a young musician who's got exposure in the corporate world and coming onto the board, my immediate task is to improve transparency and accountability for ZIMURA. And the most important thing that I wanted to do was to work on re-engagement with the various people. I know Pagatika Remakava band, noise yakasimuka, we've got enemies in this association, enemies in this organization, and I'm saying no, this does not move the organization forward. We need to find each other. Everything that has happened, I'll tell you the court cases you have taken ZIMURA, it has gobbled musicians' money in terms of legal.
But ndakakonvita ikapegwenzi. Ndisinga itonga kanyaya.
Let me finish.
Kana judge ataura kuti awuse executive director waisa zvinhu zvefake. Unganzwa misiri uri kumisiri the organization.
Wondo yese yamuri kuita out of bitterness yaya. Makatsamira vanhu kuti vakandidzinga. You're costing the musicians.
Why you wouldn't get bitterness?
I was Mkoma.
All right, Mkoma. Mbomira Mr.
The issue here, musumvuma kuti tiita uri. Imana dora take forensic audit and prove to people.
Mkoma Gwenzi.
In conclusion, ndukuti my conclusion is
uyu munhu musanyanya kumpa time yekutaura ndi journalist.
No.
Angataura nyaya dzekuti kumapurisa itsamba imukoma munogona kundiverengera headline chat. Munzwe kuti iri kunzi chi yainyorerwa ascom zviri pamutemo
yainyorwa nani
na police remote.
Okay,
zviri pamutemo ire nyaya dzangu hadzichafambi, nyaya dzatakaripota hadzichafambe because uyu
yakanzi Philip Chifumbu, former ZIMURA member, various false reports to the police.
Yes, but ndakavaconvicta pamunyaya dzavari kuti false report dzimwe dzacho dzakatsikirirwa kubva musi wandakadziripota kuCCD nanhasi hadzisi kuenda kukoti. Saka itsamba yairifewa kunani? Averengerai vanhu kuti yairifewa kunani?
Yaenda kuna commissioner.
Kana yaenda kuna commissioner. Aiwa tinotaura because this letter hakuna mutemo unoti kana munhu asungiswa anonyorera commissioner
tsamba iyo imaitaipa kupi?
Takaitora mu-evidence yamakaisa kukoti matisungisa ne-cyberbullying. Itsamba yakaiswa na police mu-evidence.
Atichaziya manje kuti ndeichokwadi ndekunyeko. But ndiri kuti nini in conclusion? My brothers, Fred, na Chifumbu, my brothers, let's find each other. let's not embarrass ourselves as
But
musicians.
they are saying this too late now.
No. If you don't want
it's too late
if
now.
you don't want, it's okay.
No, I'm not at each other. But a lot of damage.
Why are you saying it's too late? Why are you saying that?
I'm saying with the damage some people may not be happy to see us. You see, indogona kuwirana kutaura naye, but pane mumwe munhu akatoconvict and akatodendwa profession yake. I called this man, let's sit down, sign the go quest. But you are saying let's find each other. But we could have done this long back, and we did reach out for this. Saka inini chakundi nakidza let's sit down again. Inini unozoti ndine order ndakapuwa 20,000 anditi ku court, right? Ndikagona wangu kumbomira ndiri ndega mukoti maloya akanditi ndandanda but ndakagona kumira ndega semunhu akangosvika mufumfu. But ndiri kuti ichi varume
makavina
makuzotaura kuti komana ngatitaurira nii nhasi but mungadai takagara
muri padhuze nekunzwanana
vakomana ava, they are my brothers, they are older than me.
muri padhuze nekuirira
I'm their young brother, you know. But
anyanye kuenda Mr. Benz panyaya basa rakafambira panapa ukama tinawo zveshuwa ndakafonerana naye mukomana ndichizama kumudza before vakomana vasati vaita press conference ndakamutini Gwenzi taura na police na Henry anditi tigare pasi tigadzise zvinhu izvi pane kuti tirambe tichiita zvatiri kuita izvi andakudaro here Gwenzi
makadaro mukomana
right ndadaro police fumbu ngawe kuno gato andisi kuda zvekufunga kuti ndiri kuda kana kuti something ndiri kuti ngatigare pasi titaure chinhu ichi
offer something about it
kuoffer something but akashowa pride kwandiri kuti like zviya zvekuti wakanditi handisi executive director saka uda kuti titaure chi hatigoni kusarenda chinhu chemamusician kuna police rimwe handidi kukunyepera hondo ingatete yamatsanga inotobva musi wa1 kusvika musi wa 37
saka mukoma ola muri kuona hondo yaari kutaura nehasha dzainadzo. This is what has caused all this misinformation, all this coming together behind closed doors, pushing bloggers to say things about ZIMURA kuti inzi ihondo, as he says. If we don't see it as hondo. What I wanted to say panyaya kuti tigare vakomana they are my brothers, they are older than me. Pane chinhu wani chavanoleka. I'm not defaming you, I'm saying it in courts kuti vanoleka integrity in the sense kuti they will call you Gwenzi, let's meet na 6 p.m. na 7:45 vanenge vatokana mavideo group Gwenzi mbavha Poli mbavha saka tino how do we engage? Let's be genuine.
Iwe uri munhu wepropaganda tinokunzwa, iwe uri munhu wepropaganda tokuziva zvinhu zvonomislead vanhu zvakawanda because makoti cases ndine makoti cases mukoma
pane katoti mukatara mapunchlines ndinokabaya zvomari pane punchline yamaisa ikokazabaya ndo yamunakidza kadzibaya futi no go ahead say
alright munhu wemapropaganda inini personal anditirane propaganda naKwenzi anditi inini ndakaita zvinhu izvi nemweya waMwari ndichida kuti zvinhu zvemamusician zvinake ndakatora pfungwa yekuti pandapinda mbodi ndichavotwa out ndikasasiya ndagadzirisa zvinhu zvavana chipiwa mafactor vamwe vasingatopiwe vainza hamuna kurira
why
hamuna kurira hatisi kukupai mari ndikasimba ola kana paine vanhu vakanga vari kuAGM ya2022 inini ndakanga ndakumbira kuti izvi zvemari zvingaticherege kuzviita board ngatidecide muno member yese iri muno vanhu vakangonzi vapiwa plate yesadza nemerinda atozosangana paAGM inouya kusvika vanyara vaona kuti ndachibuditsa zvinhu izvi vakanyara umbva vatanga kupa vanhu vakatanga kupa ma$20 umbva vazochinja umbva vaenda kuma10 vanga vadyirwa mari nemakoti mani umbva vachinja vakupa vanhu ma$10 saka that's why makaona kana izvini kucaucus meeting yanga iriko
you'd be somewhere.
But ndine good intention.
Oh yes.
And it then because it was ari ku office of that no ini ndiri kuno amungandidaro ini and it because the whole world will be watching.
Let me ask you this question, or maybe let me ask this way, given a chance mukoma mungade here kugara pasi nevanhu ava Now that, but since now you've been voted out, or Makava is spelled out. Let's go back that. To talk about question here. Second, part of the ZIMURA.
Fun of it, according to me, and in a combo safe organization, you think that's in organization. WhatsApp and that time WhatsApp yangu visa my message. And dina kuvura zvima document zvake andina kusevwa neorganization. And that's why organization.
My question to you is, you are still part of the board ZIMURA. And is that what you're saying?
All right.
Are you still a ZIMURA member?
Yep. And did you teach us pataura nezvapo futi. Ndawene zvinhu zvacho kuti munyatsonzwisa mukoma. Musi wandiri kunzi ndakabviswa board. Ngori musi wa 8 May 2023.
Yes.
And iri ndo CR6 rakaenda kunosubmitwa verenga kuti chipfumba kunzi musi wa 12 April.
12 April, but there's no 12 April. 12 March.
12 March.
12 May.
12 May.
12 May. 2000 what?
2023. Iyo zvakanyorwa pasi nebhuku.
Saka ipanzi chipfumbu apo.
Badera ipapa.
Chifumbu.
Uyo Philip chipfumbu.
Vari kunzi kumberi kwacha.
Parungoshowa zita remunhu nyika, ID number, new applicant.
Right.
The new applicant.
Yeah,
okay.
New appointment.
New appointment. Sorry. But it's very small. New appointment. That was when 2017.
It's 2017.
2017.
But that's a date.
This is 12 April 2023.
All right. That CR6 records stamp from 15 January 2024. Na nasi ndo CR6 chikushandiswa neorganization. Zvinhu zvese zviri kuitwa handisi kutaurirwa, but ndo CR6 from the registrar of companies.
15 January 2024. Imakabutswa
indiri kunzi rakabutswa musi wa 8 May 2023.
Oh, but it really
ndiro
about wagwenzi munobato udia. What's this?
Right, you know what, my brother? The challenges we've been facing, that department, the companies. But that are fraud here. Kuti kwakaenda CR6 risina kustemwa. Yakazonzi our fraud. Inyaya kuti register vangu vasina kustemba. Our documents have not been stamped for the past 2 years or so. And
legality.
Let me tell you.
No. 217 organization companies act.
Let me finish.
Director anobviswa pa director na registrar.
Let me finish.
Shakara aniswa pa director na registrar. Saka in this date ndakandiri director wa ZIMURA. But vari kuclaim
director wa ZIMURA.
Muswa 15 January. Ndakato stamp ndiri director wa ZIMURA.
Let me explain.
My brother CR6 iri
kokoma. Chireke vadairi wagwenzi kuti apa muri kuti diwa gwenzi apa zvishoma pakastemba kamuri mamado mudzinga patakastemba.
These things are legal issues. So that try to solve issues with non-lawyers on air. But anyway, 217 yavari kureva Companies and Other Business Entities Act. You know, our duty as an organization is to deliver or notify the register. So we went there rakastemba pa receiving desk irine receipt yetakabhadhara. We don't register, tisima register. Register ndianozvisa stamp. But that's one thing. But the next issue ndeyekuti mukaenda ku companies kwacho, there's a time pekutoti I think izvo kufanira kune 2 files. Pane file redu rakamboshaika zvekuti apo wakatomboenda wakasvika kunopiwa madocuments ari mu wrong file. Saka those are technical things zvekuti we might spend the whole day taura.
Podcast inoshaswa navanhu vakawanda Mr. Gwenzi. Usake dambe repodcast.
Usanyepi wewe. Kuti 2 files tichiona 1. Kuna zibazi wombera kada iso. Rikwa roads chero mazini. File kudhara ya. Saka what they do. Ano amboti tamboti ndikobe uzika. Ani maona kwa kweli.
What they do kana file rikashaika.
Handisi kuregistrwa zvinhu zvedu
kunzo ku vanhu vakawanda
nekuda kwekuti muri kuita zvinhu zviri fraudulent zvakawanda. Companies izvozvo izvo hamuna kuregistrwa. The new board riri kutaurwa iro handisati raregistrwa. Handiti kunzwa riripo nekuda kwekuti chii kuri kunzi muri kuita zvinhu zviri fraudulent zvakawanda taakutya kusungwa. Handiti kune mumwe munhu ari kucompanies atori nenyaya handiti iri kumapurisa izvozvo aforwarda copy a fraudulent document to me and no document rezimura richibvawo kuzimura saka all these things vanhu kucompanies havachakwanisa kuatenda kuvanhu ava mini ndikakuudza kuti bhodhi riri kunzi riripo izvozvi harina kurejistwa havana hakuna bhodhi izvozvi right now ndera kudhara saka vanhu ava
are you registered
as I mentioned, I will not be drawn to say even rangu. There are things that are happening that you might not be privy to because I'm Muslim board. We are an organization that has operated legally and we are above the law. Section 217 says when you make a resolution to AGM, that resolution is binding. Even when we submit it to the registrar, it remains binding. Even our memorandum and articles, once we make a resolution as a private company, it becomes binding.
Okay.
Zekuti register waisa stamp or not is another thing.
All right. Mukoma ora
nditi murikuona.
Kutaura kwavari kuita kwekumisleada vanhu ndoko kwakakonzera kuti ndivadye kukoti because ndo zvavakauya vachitaura mukoti izvo zvavari kutaura kwakauya evidence kubva kucompanies kwakauya witness kubva kucompanies vachitaura language yavo iyoyi ndikavadya neizvozvo because ndaiziva kuti zvinhu zvavari kutaura handizvo zvinhu zvandakaripota inini ndiri kuti section 17 subsection 7b inoti
yeACT
section 217 yeCompanies Act inoti director anobviswa naregistrar zvakare director anoiswa naregistrar saka kuisa tuma resolutions twavari kuita vari kunze kwemutemo ndo zvakakonzera kakuti ndivadye kukoti uyu akanga ari witness ndakamudya aripo zvaari kutaura akazama kuzvitaura zvikarambuka nedare zvikarambuka kubva kucompanies futi vakataura kuti hazvamutaura handizvo saka vauya nazvo futi pana
chef listen madirector ekuzimura haaiswi naregistrar isusu tinoiswa pachigaro through elections anoitwa kuAGM nemembership. That is what our constitution says. We then notify the registrar of the decisions of the organization. So tinogona kuita zvinhu izvi toti imi munoziva masection strike nemasubsection nehandimaziva nakuya ndakagadzira mawaya nemanotebook makatozvigadzira maybe makataura naola 3 months ago mamuchiprepare indawo yandaziva kuti muchauya nemapepa. Let's not waste time and say section yakati subsection. Anyway, my point is pakuti gentlemen, we are embarrassing ourselves in front of the nation going back and forth. If we need to find each other, this is not the platform. Let's be genuine in the way we do our things. Mkoma kamuda kugara pasi ngatigare pasi. Makafona panguva isiriyo zvizizo pane zvaitika panguva iyo hatinakwanisa kusangana, but it's not like takavengana zvokuti you've got my number, I've got your number.
No, I like the approach.
And I'm saying I'm the new chairman for ZIMURA. I want to reach out to people that are perceived as foes. Kuti gentlemen, but in the previous board inandiriwe an ordinary board member. Kwanga kuinoche kune ma-resolutions ako, we don't want to judge ma-resolutionseboard rakabva nema-decisions ezvinhu zvakabva. Going forward, what is the solution? How can we bring our musicians together? Tili genuine about everything that we do. Sure, let's get audited. Why would I say no in this nakuba?
Right, I ndapanzwa mashoko matatu wagwenzi. Mashoko atara, alright. Mashoko atara nawagwenzi. Maangu anzwa muri Zimbabwe. Atara nevaviri ava. Maanzwa atara nawamakombe. Maanzwa. Mubvunzo ndangobvunza zvangu kwa muri imi mose because avari kuti vachiri part and parcel of ZIMURA. Imi muchitaurawo zvimwe nezvimwe zvakadaro. Uye ndikunzonge muri kuda kusangana pakuwirira kuti aiwa garisai pamwe chete ngarigare pasi, let's sit down, let's find each other, which is something ndafara kuti muda kuti let's find each other. Zvinoda kuti ZIMURA nelevel ranga rasvika ZIMURA nezviri kutaurika nezvakuenda kwazvakuenda zvakubvisa trust muvanhu kuti vabhadhare mari dzavo kuzimura kuti okay kana ringa wabhawa like he said, like he also said akuna achabhadhara mari mari ringe rikudyiwa kai maredio wacho we end up as well vasabhadhari tichi mari kuti ngakuti ngoita order kuzimura. So kushanda kwakanaka kwatingatarisire kungava kuri kupi ngandibvunze vachifumbu ndozobvunza vagwenzi ndogumisa nekubvunzawo vavakombe pamwe chete nemi tokupemba kuti muzopindura tichivhara chirongwa, but kushanda kwakanaka kwamuri kuti kukanzi papuhwa that platform mukana wakanaka because muri nyika yese iri kuona but kushanda kwamuri kushuya kwakanaka sekuti muri kumirira vanhu haasi mainterest enyu amuri kuda kutira kuti museve but ndema musicians kuti wapiwa mari dzine musoro warakwanisa kuraramisa mhuri dzavo nemaroyalties iyayo, right? So ndongoti mutitsanangurire muchidimbu ndikupaiwo at least maybe 1.5 minutes to clear that over what power dzavo.
Alright, chinhu chekutotanga ngomagwenzi sandapinda mukushanda kwakanaka. Vagwenzi avasi chairman weorganization ndochinhu chekutanga. Why ndati avasi chairman?
Mutozviramba.
Ndikutozviramba.
Okay.
Why ndati vagwenzi avasi chairman weorganization? Ndosaka ndamboenda takura constitution.
Okay.
Legal advisor haatenderi kuvhotera chairman. Ndochinhu chekutanga.
Akavhota. Okay.
Hakuna mutemo unotendera kusimagura board member asina kubva kuelection achiuya muboard. Zvakaitwa mumwe musikana akauya. This is constitution ine stamp yecompanies. Yecompanies. This one. Ndinogona iri free kuti kana naiwo vaverenge pano vatendera kuita zvinhu izvozvo. Right? Ndichimhanya kuti zimaminutes amandipa.
Exactly.
Right, chepiri chinhu chega chingagadzirise ZIMURA kuti ZIMURA iende panzvimbo. Chinhu chekutanga ngavadaidzire extraordinary meeting. Mamembers agadzise zvinhu zvavo. Ndochinhu chekutanga ini ndowishanga. Handigoni kutaurirana navo. Ini handisi ZIMURA ava avasi ZIMURA mamembers.
So muri kuti pakadadzirwa extraordinary meeting munokwanisa kuenda
Yes. Ini ndakatembenga ndavati ngatigare pasi tiresolve this matter. How? Uyu anonzi police lenxuwe ngadzokere general manager kana achida kuramba kushanda kuorganization. Anditi kana manager kuzobvisa conviction yake ngadzokere general manager. Zvekuzviti executive director achinyora zvimwe mapepa achiti ndiri executive director ngasiyane nazvo. As long as uchifamba mafambiro iwayo organization haina trust.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. You want to add something else?
I think rekeza ndingopedzisa ndichiti kana tawirirana ngatisete organization ende paposition chaipo muimbi wese agobatsirikana. Kwete kuti titi chimafia style so ningita mudzinga nekuti ataura kuti uri kuba mari kana kuti atichi izvozvo ngazvimva zvapera towirirana kuti zvapera toenda ku extraordinary meeting members oseta organization yavo.
Okay, who manages the accounts?
Kumabanki.
Yeah, the ZIMURA accounts.
Understanding yangu ndikufunga kuti since CR6 richiriri vandaiziva vachisaina mari ndi witness changacha atendere kufuti neorganization kusaina mari anga achisaina mari witness changacha police renxuwe nawo betinyati.
Okay.
Vari 3 ndo vanga vachisaina mari. Police renxuwe haatenderwe futi kusaina mari. But ngatiti ndo vanga vachimanage maaccount.
Okay.
Ndizvozvo.
That's fine. Thank you.
Pane nyaya yatasiya yakakosha. Mukoma hatigoni kubva pano tisina kutaura nyaya yekutengeswa kwebuilding yeorganization. Ipapa handidi kunyepera.
Alright. Muri kuti chini kutengeswa kwebuilding because vatanzi building yacho yange yadilapidated yange yacharatidzika haisina kunyatsomira musha saka plus padiki vakati ngatitengesei titsvage panhu pakakura pakanaka pekutiwo maartist edu pazviri modern.
It's fine. Ndo maonera akanga vaita.
Yes.
But chinhu chekutanga ngava understand kuti ZIMURA isi yavo ndiye mamembers. Ndo chinhu chekutanga.
Vaitanzi taizvozvi mashoko ataura vatanzi taizvozvi ndozvitaura ku AGM takupa ningini yedu.
Alright. Regedzai ndingopedzisa ndakadai.
Yes.
Chinhu chekutanga ZIMURA ndiye mamembers. Kutengesa asset, big asset inenge building yeorganization maflats tu aya kwaida kuudzwa mamembers because maboard members vanhu vanotobva mamembers ari kubva maningirikini kumirira mamembers havagoni kuita full resolution yekuti tatoparadza building inoita toitengesa.
Ipapo ndapabata pane chichemo chenyu panyaya iyoyo ndepekuti here muri kufungidzira kuti pakabiwa mari kana kuti muri kuti aiwa mari haina kubiwa asi procedure was not correct.
Alright, nyaya ndeyekuti tinotori nequestion mark because akaita agent yokutengesa building ndivava kuenza
pamutemo weconstitution
havabvumidzwa
neconstitution yacho
companies act cooperative government whatever vana pavanotenderwa kana even memorandum pana pavanotenderwa kutengesa building yeorganization.
Iyo pavataura vangu vachiti ndivanobvumirwa.
This is constitution. Ngavaverenge pavanowatendera ivo vagwenzi kutengesa building vari agent. This one.
Okay, vagwenzi constitution mapindiro mashoko amudawo zvenyu kupindura.
No, listen. Panye articles ndavudzai this constitution. I think I explained to you all that. Tagu repeated the things that we spoke and I think the viewers have already heard saying this. Kuti my documents awakabata our memorandum and articles have been updated a couple of times.
So muri baanga ngiye mashuru.
So ndakatombosangana navava vandifonera vakati ngatisangane tikasangana mutown vakagara mota mangu paside so vakabata bepa ravo iroro ndikandombora kuona constitution yamina ndikati this is not the constitution we are using. you are using the wrong constitution. So the other problem that we have, nofunga manzwa washtanzi paketka AGM quorum yangesina kukwana quorum taifana kunge patatine 4,000 members quorum yange 1,000. What happened is kuti over the years kuzimura kwaisambofa kwakasvika vanhu kana 400 vanya kuAGM. Saka pakaitwa resolution yekuti let's reduce the number yequorum. Those minutes are there. We can always provide these things to you all. So the challenge that we've been having with our colleagues is because we have been reading from 2 different constitutions. We are because it's to put it to go now.
Hands back constitution amunayo wachivumbu.
Saka
ya bainayo ilikuwa kuvumbu.
Constitution yatakabata yakadhindwa necompanies. But ndikeza nditaure pamaererano neyavo yavari kutaura. Constitution yao ndakaiona. Ndio yakapiwa na gift amuri, ndio yakapiwa na Derek Mpofu, ndio maboard members vasekunzwana nazvo aya.
Yes.
Ndakawa refer ku companies kuti ndaimocheka constitution ayiko. Rwepiri ndio yakasungira mbotaurwa navanya kudanga kuti ndakatoisungisira munhu kuti iri fraud. Rwetatu that constitution iri kunzi yakaitwa musi wa 8 May ndambotaura kuti ndakadzingwa board. Ndo date iri pakunzi rakapaswa constitution.
Okay.
For your own information mkomaura apana panotendera maboard members kunyora constitution on behalf of my members. My board members ano propose ku AGM. My members wa approve. Musi wa 8 May kwa kusina AGM kwa mwaka kune board meeting.
Okay.
Saka waka editor zunu because vakanga vachiziva macases avo. Iyo constitution haisi registered yavari kutaura.
Okay.
Koma kana zvichinetsa munogona kudaidza companies vaone madocuments ezimura mu podcast muno zvatiri kutaura zviri pamutemo.
Sorry. It is 27 September 2025.
That's 20 August.
Do paka certify copy. So zvikureva kuti paper iri kubvira musi kubva pazichenda kumashure ndo ranga richishanda. Kana pane rimwe rakazouya I will challenge them to bring it. And when this is rine zvakadini zvakangoitawo then because vanhu vari kungotaura inini pandangonzi mbotaura nezvezimura ndaziva kuti handingangonotauri ndinoenda nemapepa. I wasn't coming to defeat these people. No. I was coming to tell Zimbabwe musicians zviri kutora nzvimbo varume pamunotoona tichitendera tichifamba tichiita zvinhu tinenge tichifambira zvinhu zviri genuine. These are the things ngavaprove vakomana avo kuti vakachinja constitution and vakaichinja nani. Constitution chinhu chinoitwa nevanhu zvakafanana nezimbabwe yongori kana parliament yachinja constitution makazviona kupizwa vakomana ava vakutozvita nyika yese kama
I know Murima content creators. I know you are trying to create content, but anyway,
why would
you're now being dramatic. That's what I think.
No, but I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair, Mr. Gwenzi, for you to say because these are just basing these guys. No. Yeah, I understand. But these guys are basing on the papers that you guys have. Agree on.
What I'm saying is, Kanama Kutima Kuchinja Constitution. You are now dramatizing the situation. That is my point. Point I'm going to you know what? We can go back and forth. We've got a legal advisor on board. Maybe Kanama Kudam Nomdaidza.
The legal advisor we answer nekuvota as well. I don't know, do you agree?
They are reading from the wrong constitution.
Yeah, man, I know you kuvota.
Exactly. So we are not back and forth.
These things are being recorded. That's the good thing. You see what if you lie and if you lie at a new constitution which is okay.
Hakuna new constitution.
Philip, we had a new constitution. We are going to challenge you to bring the new constitution in a date really before today. I'm challenging him to do that.
Okay.
Bring the new constitution in a date.
One hour, in fact, in short, Vaka capture organization.
Regulatory oversight. And inini kaita imba yangu andigoni kuapprove plan yangu ndega inotonodhindwa neauthority andini muninzisi ichiona kuti zvinhu zvese zvimboenderana here because some of the green zvana quorum quorum inenge ichitariswa kuti percentage yevanhu zviri kumirira is it represent sure ungati pa 6100 vanokwanisa kubainda.
Sorry mkoma wala after problem yekuti some people have got loud voices, some of us hatigoni zvekutaura
inimi wagwenzi chimirai vachipfumbu nemi baba ndokupembomira regaiti ndiwe kuna
Makombe. Before you go to Mr. Makombe, you mentioned issue of quorum. Recently Mr. Chifumbu took us to court. Washiti last AGM is null and void because panga pasina quorum. And he won the case against him. He lost the court.
Mr. Ora.
The judge said no. It was not null and void. The quorum, it was dismissed.
Okay, Mr. Ora. That is a liar. Nyaya yangu yakanasukwa kuma technicalities inakupinda kuma mail. Vari kunyepa vagwenza. Vakashamisika ndichiona manewspaper achinyora kuti ZIMURA yawina nyaya kuhigh court. Ndakuisa nyaya kuhigh court. Yakaenda pacivil court. Nyaya yangu haina kupinda kuma merits. Yakanasukwa kuma technicalities. Mumashure mekunge ndaasuma kuti vaningirikina nelawyer ndanga ndichishandisa. Because vakaputisa tsamba yelawyer rangu richitaura kuti hatisi kushanda nachipfumbu. Ndopakarasirwa nyaya yangu. Zvaari kutaura zvinokuenda kuma merits.
Okay, that's fine. Regaitins were Makombe. No, I understand you, gentlemen. Makombe. Takudzoka kwamuri. Manzwa zvichemo zvine varume ava nezvavanga vachitaura. Inimo muri kuzimura. Ndozvo munenge muri ku 24/7. Saka tichitibatsirai pazvichemo zvitaura nevarume avo. Varitaura kubva kuconstitution, varikuti aiwa iriko kwaisiyo. Yamukuti mukushandisa nyowani yacho iyi varume vari kuti zvakare vachiripo zviri pamutemo. Mashoko enyekupedzisa amungadowe kutaura ndiye kuti kudii?
Okay, thank you very much. Chekutanga ndakutaura nyaya ine chekuita neconviction. Yes, judgment was passed kwa magistrate, a conviction, but zvakare mutemo unotendera kuti anenge aconvictwa uya kana achida kuapila anokwanisa kuapila.
Okay.
Saka akatanga process yekuapila, it means technically that that conviction is suspended. Saka it will be wrong for them kutaura kuti ningi muconvict on this platform when the judgment is in suspense.
Suspended for now.
Yes, because the appeal process is still going on. Yes, still going on. Ndoche kutanga. Chechi 2. This gentleman, he was a board member and he was a member. He was also a member and they were expelled from membership. Saka, I would have loved to have these concerns coming from my members, not my non-members.
Okay.
Technically, right now, and legally, because we have got the paperwork to prove and show that they are both expelled, one from board, two from membership.
Okay.
So, as to the decision that maybe there can be talks for them to come back, or just talks between them and us, it will be a decision of the board.
Okay.
Not my decision.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Would you then consider, is there a room for ZIMURA to consider these guys back in? That's if they are still they're still willing, or maybe that's
the process. That's the process.
Yeah.
Although when we register members, it's the management, but when they are supposed to be fired, it will be the decision of the board.
Okay.
So if the board still wants them to come back, it's their decision.
Okay.
It's not our decision as management. Yes.
No, I totally understand. Mr. Gwenzi, your parting shots, maybe in 1 minute. Then
I just want to encourage our members to say, let us not be swayed and made to believe that kurubiwa. If there are any issues, there could be, as I mentioned, the cases have to be reported to ZTRP, Kuzak, and they investigate us. Kunzi kurubiwa, panikungo famisa mashoko, tisna evidence that kurubiwa. That's number one. Number two, everything that we are doing, the divisions that we have shown the world in the recent past are not helping ZIMURA, are not helping those fighting ZIMURA, are not helping the Zimbabwean music industry, are not helping the whole of the nation. We need to find each other, and map the way forward. How do we move from here?
Okay.
We have a new dispensation. We have got a new board in office. And I am saying, as the board chair, I am willing to sit down with perceived foes to say, what is the challenge? What is the problem? How can we come back and fix whatever you say is the problem?
All right.
If people believe they don't want to talk, they want to follow the legal process, they should then take that route to follow the legal process and do whatever they deem fit. But at the end of the day, ZIMURA is not for Alexio Gwenzi. ZIMURA is not for Makombe. ZIMURA is for every music composer who is a member to it.
Thank you so much.
We need to unite and work together as a music family.
Great.
Yeah.
1 minute.
I think kuti sema members tiri kufanirwa kuwana transparency yakakwana.
I'm missing my members, but it's okay.
Sekutaura kwemuromo kokuti munhu anenge achitaura isusu kutaura zveprocedure. Kana tichitaura procedure ndo yatinenge tichiteedzerawo isusu. Hapana munhu ane right munome kunduza kuti you are a member or not. Pari kutaura kunzi ndakadzingwa bodi riri kutaura kunzi rakandidzinga ranga rira 2014. So you see kuti pane a lot of anomalies dziripo saka ndikuti sema members we are demanding transparency from our leaders. We want to live from our sweat. Right? Kana papindawo $10 yangu sure ngaiwewo iri $10. Kana papindawo 20 ngaiwe iri 20. Right? Vamakombi kana mabatewo mari dzedu please ngadziwe kwatiri mari dzedu sekutaura nokutakaita kuti 30% 70% ngazvive transparent. Varume hatimbofi takanetsana kana zvinhu zviri transparent. Ngatirege kufoma tunhu turi outside our statutes nekugadzira tumwe tumutemo twokungoisa kuti ndikugadzirira Fred kuti timubvise mumembership. Hakuna zvakadaro. I'm still a member of ZIMURA. Those who feel kuti handisi vachandiona ndako. Ndichatozonoitawo futi board member ikoko makore anoteera mwana wangu achitaurawo something ikoko nekuti inini handonyepere handidzingwe zvokudaro. Hapana ane mvume kundidzinga zvinhu zvakatongwa nevarungu. Hapana ane mvutarisa varungu vega vega. Saka inini my parting note, we want transparency, we want our money to come. Tinotoona vamwe vanodzimba patiri panapa vanoti hamunorira kupi samwiri kurira yaito kana mwendiri ndakanyora saka vanoti hamunorira kupi inini ndinotorira ndinotopisa mukati momo muzveinga mune nditaura.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Sir Chifumbu.
Mashoko angu ekupedzisira ndekuti ngavatore bvise zvima-illegal papers zvavainazvo zvavari kufunga kuti tinogona kuzvitambira kuti because unonzi mukoma tsotsi mbavha chaichai mukoti inoita cross examination so svika jaji atemwa nemusoro so kuti uyu munhu ari kutaura zveshuwa ndakambopinda mune mekoti mbavha yawina 11 cases asi iri mbavha ichitotaura kuti hamire mune mafambiro azvichaita saka isisu hatichatarise zvese izvo tiri kuti chinhu chekutanga vanagwenzi kana vakasarudzwa nevanhu ngatiite ku-extraordinary meeting vanongodzoka voenda paucheya pavo mamusician agadzirisa zvinhu zvekuti isisu ndisi toda kugadzirisa zvinhu kwete izvo zvatibuda munhu ngavanodaidzira extraordinary meeting kana vadai nekuti vane simba racho sinzi vari kukrema kuti ndicheya vadaidzira extraordinary meeting varume ndauya panapa ndimi mamusicians handiti decide zvamuri kuda organization iri kudai takanga tine caucus meeting musi wa26 wapera kwanga kwakati maku nemamusician achikomburena handiti achikomburena mamusician kuti zveshuwa zvinasi kufamba zvakanaka maphotos zvese nemavideos zviripo kwanga kwakazara kuti uya kuno kunasi inawe caucus meeting kwakati maku handiti right saka zvinhu izvo zvokuratidza kuti mamusicians akasurpriswa ari kudzvanyirirwa inini sachipfumbu handitode even kana kuita board member ndakatopinda panguva yangu 2 terms it's okay chandoda ndechekuti zvinhu zvezimura ngazvifambe zvakanaka kuitira kuti kana ndichinge ndafa vana vangu inini vanosara vachirarama zvakanaka vana vevamwe vaimbi vakafa vanorarama zvakanaka kwete ngoti vamwe munhu akangoita karusong kake kana achimbira pasaidi otouya achiti ndaboard member saka ini zvazvo takutodai kwete.
Thank you so much, Waifumu. To our viewers, I want to say thank you so much. I know it's been a long episode, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Not only enjoying, but I hope you also got some insights. ZIMURA, Zimbabwe Music Rights Association, call it a Mari from kwamuri mimi mnoga play music ma radio stations mumabawa mumashops kupi so vaimbi vane zvichemo zvavo maboard members kune zvinge zviri kuchemekawo then kune new board rine zvanga richitaurawo isusu pano we are not a court to say these are right or these are wrong or these ones are correct. No. We just want to hear kuti zvizvikuitika from both sides. Had it been tatangotora anamkoma Alexio Vega, taingonzwa rimwe side draw. Had it also been tatatoro avana chifumbu Vega, taingonzwa rimwe side. Saka yairamba ingori back and forth, but tatambonzwa izvi chimbozvibadanidzai tichimirira kuona kuti zvinotera ndezvipi, and we'll be giving you more information on this and more updates. Thank you so much for watching. My name is DJ Ola 7 Owen. Welcome, goodbye.